following program is an exclusive presentation of Bright House Networks. The Bright House Networks High School Football Game of the Week pregame show. Sponsored by Premier Equipment Rentals.
Welcome to the pregame show, sponsored by Premier Equipment Rental. Tonight's contest between the Golden Valley Bulldogs and East High Blades is a game between two teams looking to rebuild their programs. I had a chance to talk to head coach Gerald Perucci of East High, and this is what he had to say about his team's chances tonight. I'm here with Coach Gerald Perucci of the East High Blades, just in his first year as head coach. Coach, you came in from Las Vegas. What is it like to be back home in Kern County?
That's really exciting. There's nothing like Central Valley football. There's nothing in Vegas that compares to it, that's for sure. And just to get back to where everybody shuts down stuff to come to a football game is really exciting.
Now you're here in your first year in Bakersfield at East, and you're having to revamp everything here, and it's the LWA syndrome, life without Andre. Talk about the transition that you've made from that wing T style offense to your pro style offense.
Well, if you were, it would be like going from New York to LA as far as the oppositeness of the offense, going from a wing T set to a pro style offense. We've been really preaching to the kids that this isn't a one-man show. Although our quarterback is the man as far as calling everything and making plays, but anybody's number can be called at any given time. And I think the kids realize that, hey, my time can come at any time, and I have an opportunity to make big plays instead of watching somebody else make big plays.
Who's going to run the ball for you in this offense?
Well, we kind of run a little bit of running back by committee. We have a couple juniors that have been running the ball hard for us, Terrell Johnson and Salazar. They've both been splitting time. Terrell Johnson just got eligible 2 weeks ago, and he adds a little bit of attitude to our running game, where Eric Salazar, he's more of a quick scat back type. Terrell's going to come at you and bring a little bit of weight behind his running. We compare him a little bit to the bus as far as his running style. We don't. The thing is, you can never replace a guy like Andre Smith. But you just hope that the accumulation of our guys can come in and give us a stable running game.
Well, up front, you got three guys that help clear the way for Andre. Your three big returning guys. Talk about who you have on the offensive line.
Well, I think our two biggest guys are James Zontek and Cupcake. We call him Cupcake. I don't know how he got that nickname, and it's not one really known for offensive line toughness, but they're both good offensive linemen, and we surround them by some pretty good guys too. Brandon Grider and Ray Perez. Both those guys have come a long way. We're still waiting for them to hit their stride. Going from the wing T scheme where everything's blocked down to a zone scheme where it's much more flexible. It's not a man-oriented type blocking scheme. There is a little bit of a learning curve when it comes to that. And sometimes you have some indecisions on, I have two guys here, but we're getting that stuff ironed out. And I'm looking forward to them to really hit their stride this week.
Your quarterback has had some pretty good games so far. Talk about the leadership that young man brings.
Joe is probably one of the biggest diamonds in the rough we have. I think he has the capability of being one of the top quarterbacks here in the Valley, and he's only a junior. He has a good arm. If you looked at him, you would never know it. I think he's a $185 at 6'3". He's a little spindly little thing, but he can rear back and throw the ball, and we're just teaching him. Our offense is based off finding mismatches in the passing game and teaching him how to read defenses. There is a learning curve with that too, but he's getting a lot better.
Coach, you spent most of your time in Vegas as a defensive coordinator. It's pretty good programs there. Talk about the defensive style that you bring here to East Bakersfield High School.
Well, I kind of pride myself on being simplistic. We're not going to wow anybody by our schemes, but we're going to be solid. Good tacklers that can do their check twos. I'm a big check two guy, and when we scout them, we find their tendencies, and we're going to try to check to some type of scheme that allows us to be successful against their tendencies during the game. And then we're also flexible. We have the capability of getting into some different looks that put our players into a really good situation to be successful.
Around town, there's some pretty good linebackers. What type of linebackers you got here?
We got, if I were to probably say, we got a bunch of quick backers, quick, tough backers. We're going to a three-man scheme, and I have three seniors, Andres Palomino, David Cano, and Garrett Pierce. Garrett was an all-league selection, or second-team all-league last year. I don't know there's very many teams that can outrun us at the linebacker position. But at the same time, we're still learning a lot about ourselves and the scheme and what exactly their full roles are when the ball snapped. And that's some of the growing pains that we're going through. But on the whole, I'm very happy with the way the defense is kind of coming around. And I think last week was a good step-up point for us in the second half.
Coach, you got a chance to look at Golden Valley on film for Friday night. What are the keys to victory for you?
Controlling the front. They have a very good back. He's an exciting back. He's tough to tackle. The thing I was most impressed about with him was his leg drive. He never stops. And so we got to do a lot of gang tackling, a lot of 11-man to the football, swarming the football. And then as far as the passing game goes, they're very simplistic in their passing game, but they're very effective. So we got to do a good job of rerouting their inside receivers, and getting pressure on the quarterback is a big key also.
Coach, good luck Friday night. Thanks a lot for taking the time.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
All right.
Bright House Networks is Kern County's local sports leader. Only on Bright House Networks Bakersfield, you'll see Bakersfield Condors ECHL Professional Hockey, Bakersfield Jam NBA D-League Basketball, Cal State Bakersfield NC2A Division I Basketball. 3 chances to watch it live on Channel 21 as it happens. Replay the next night or anytime on Bakersfield On Demand, Digital Channel 300.
Bright House Networks and the Boys and Girls Club of Kern County offered summer computer classes at the Armstrong Youth Center. Teens learned about safe searches, and young children learned about safe online games offered through Roadrunner. Bright House Networks and the Boys and Girls Club help these young people have a safe and fun summer while gaining useful computer skills. Bright House Networks is committed to Kern County and to being of service that betters our community.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
Pre-game show sponsored by Premier Equipment Rentals. Had a chance to talk to Golden Valley head coach Eric Smith, and this is what he had to say about his team's chances. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice having me.
You guys are coming into Friday night's contest against a hungry East Bakersfield team, 1-3, and you guys are 2-2 on the season. Have you got a chance to look at them on film?
Yes, we have. They've made a lot of changes. They have a new coaching staff over there. They've really got some talented receivers, changing the offense around. Their defense has all changed, so it's exciting new times in the SCYL with different changes, and we sure had our work cut out for us breaking that down, and it should be an exciting shootout. Both of us kind of run spread offenses, or versions of the spread offense.
I know in years past they ran that wing T, and they're kind of adjusting to the LWA, which is life without Andre. What did their running game look like to you?
Well, I think they're still trying to learn their running game with the, looks like they're going to more of a stretch zone type of running instead of the traps and pulls of the wing T. But over time, they're going to adjust. I mean, I think their offensive line, according to my O-line coach, they have quite a few returners, and they're very talented. So they have big guys. They're probably going to outsize us, which most teams do. So we have to adjust a little bit and be ready for that.
You've got some key returners on your offense coming back, led by the junior quarterback, Dylan Finch. Talk about his leadership and what he does for your program.
Yeah, Dylan's done a great job. He's, over time he's matured, and we're still continuing that process. Last year he was thrown in as a sophomore, and so this year he actually got to return. And he had a little competition. We've had a few guys try to come in, but he's pushed beyond that. And over time he is getting older, and he's understanding what he needs to do off the field, in the classroom, and on the field. And picking up the defenses, there has been changes. This year I told him the defensive coordinators are going to come after you. They're going to have different packages, blitzes, roll coverages. They're going to spy you. They're going to hide things, and he's done a good job of adapting.
Talked to Coach Ferrucci earlier, and he talked about this fine young running back you have. What does Newman bring for your team?
Well, Newman was kind of a diamond in the rough. He was a slot receiver for us for many years here at Golden Valley, and we just didn't have a tailback, and he kind of said, "Coach, I think I can do it." And so we gave him a shot, and turns out he really found a home. So
200 yards
I'm glad
last
he
game.
did.
Yeah, 200 yards last game. I would say he can do it. Defensively, I know you're taking over for Coach Harnett, who's moved on to Highland High School, and he's always been known as the defensive guru. Did he leave some of that behind?
Yes, he did. And he still has an impact here. We've kind of still run more of a 3-down line setup, which was kind of instilled here while he was here. And I thoroughly enjoyed my years working with Tim Harnett on his staff, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. I still talk to him, and he encourages me all the time, and he's great. And just so happens we're in the same league now, but we're slowly adapting. We're a little young on defense this year, and that's what we have to overcome.
Coach, I was looking around at some of your coaches out there, and I'm looking at a guy, Coach Turner. He was one of the West High stars of the late 70s. How's he doing out here for you?
Oh, he's good. Coach Turner's responsible for our DBs, and so he's kind of our motivator. He gets the kids kind of hyped up before the game, and kids really love him, and they're motivated by him. And he's been a great addition to our staff and working with the defensive backs.
Now, your offensive lineman, you talked about maybe being a little undersized this year. Who are the guys up front that are going to lead the way for you?
Well, we are led by 2 seniors. Eric Berry, who plays guard, and we're led by an offensive tackle, Aaron Sy. They are returners. They've been O-linemen here in the program for all 4 years. So they do lead us, but they're not big guys. I mean, but they get off the ball. They understand. They're very smart, intelligent young men who can make the line calls, and they can adjust to different defenses, and that really helps our we even have one sophomore who is stepping up, and it's a great mentoring program that we have here of continuing, hopefully, success with great linemen.
Who's Dylan going to be throwing the ball to tonight?
We will try to spread it out as much as we can. We want you to cover sideline to sideline.
Sideline. Okay, defensively, your guys up, your front 7 and your DBs, who are we looking at on the defensive side of the ball?
The defensive side, probably our strong point is probably going to be our defensive backs. We feel we have pretty good defensive backs, good enough skill and speed to keep up with most receivers. Tonight, East High, we will see them really throw the ball deep downfield, and we're going to be tested. So we're hoping we're ready. We got a few guys coming off injury, so we'll have to keep an eye on that and see how they do.
Coach Eric Smith, Golden Valley Bulldogs, in his 2nd year as the head coach of this program. We get to see the first home game on Bright House underneath the lights. We'll be back with the kickoff right after these messages. Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
Get rid of your old gas guzzler and buy used at the Barber Honda's Used Car Super Center. With over 200 cars, you'll get superstar treatment and state-of-the-art service at the new Barber Honda Service Center. It's the absolute best in Kern County. Find a pre-owned, fuel-efficient car that's just right for you. And Barber Honda has the largest selection of certified pre-owned Hondas. Don't wait until gas is over $6 a gallon. Start saving gas and money now at the Barber Honda Used Car Super Center, 4625 Weibel Road at the entrance to the Bakersfield Auto Mall.
ESPN College Game Day.
You ready? I'm ready.
The #1 college football show.
Expect the unexpected.
I know you've done your homework on this.
Absolutely. Every Saturday.
It's always a fun place to be.
Look at these beautiful people. This is heaven.
Live from the nation's college football hotspots.
These are the best college football fans in the nation.
The guys, the predictions, and the headgear.
Go Buckeyes!
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN and ESPN HD. Then log on at collegegameday.com.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into geology.
Jump into culinary arts.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into a life you love. Jump into music.
With an amazing low cost per credit.
Jump into a life you love.
And financial aid.
Jump into acting.
Bakersfield College is more affordable than ever.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into college.
Your life's waiting, so jump.
Bright House Networks presents the Bright House Networks High School Football Game of the Week. Sponsored by Barber Honda, Bakersfield College, and Premier Equipment Rentals.
Well, a very good evening, Kern County, and it is a brisk, breezy, chilly night out here on the south side. Golden Valley High School is where we are at. We are under the lights on this beautiful football field and this great campus, and we are stoked to be here in a nice, cool evening. I'm Vance Palm. I have next to me Kevin Keys, the authoritative voice, up in the booth with me, and down on the grass, the nuts and bolts of this whole deal. And let's start off tonight with the man on the grass, Brian Adams. Brian, East High School right in front of you, receiving the football, rebuilding years, yes? We'll get back to Brian in a second. Kevin, step in here, my man. East High School, you know, the years of Valley Championship, just a couple years behind them, but most certainly in a rebuilding stage.
Well, this is definitely a rebuilding year for the Blades. Coach Ferrucci is searching for some guys to step up. They're replacing Andre Smith, which is a huge task.
They start out the football game with a short kick, and it's taken on about the 30-yard line, so it will not be deep field position. And you would think with this big win they have at their back, they might try to take advantage of that, but the football, a short kick and taken at about the 32, 33-yard line. So be first and 10, Golden Valley on their own 36-yard line. East High School in the all-white uniforms, Golden Valley with the ball in the blue and gold. On a first and 10, they hand off to the right side. He's got some room, a lot of room, on the first play of the football game, and they said he stepped out of bounds. Oh, boy, and that was Byron Newman. He almost got free there, Kevin.
Byron Newman is an outstanding young talent. Had a big game last week, went for over 100 yards. This little stretch play here, as you see Newman just step out of bounds, but he would have taken that one all the way to the house. Got a chance to talk to Coach Smith earlier in the week, and he says that pound for pound, Byron Newman is probably the strongest guy on this team.
Thank you, Kevin. First and 10. Out to the left side. Nice execution already on their first 2 plays. A ton of room. He cuts up the left side of the football field, still running, still going. He runs down to Brian Adams on the 7-yard line. Wow. What a nice play out there by Nathan Lyday. So Nathan Lyday, if you want to talk some bloodline, Lyday, Arvin bloodline.
I wonder how you knew how to pronounce that name. Lyday is a guy that knifes upfield, finds a hole, tries to take this thing to the end zone. Brian Adams has taken a few to the end zone in his days. Brian?
First and goal from the 9. Brian?
Great play right there. The doors says Newman's going to score right here.
Oh, and he flips into the end zone. Touchdown, Golden Valley. 4 plays or 3 plays from the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Golden Valley in, however, a flag on the play.
Boy, Newman shows great quickness and acceleration when he gets the football.
A holding call on the Golden Valley Bulldogs, so they'll move that one back for a moment. It was first and goal from the 9. That was their 3rd play from the line of scrimmage. The first play was student body right. Almost broke for a touchdown, but he stepped out of bounds. And then the second play was a...
Yeah, there it is right there. That's a great call. I'm not sure that he needed to make that hold there, but as you see Newman go up and over.
Dylan Finch, quarterback for the Bulldogs. He takes a look to his right, throws it out to his right. Finch on a completion gets the ball back down to the original line of scrimmage for the first and goal from the 9. That'll be second and goal from about the 9. And you will hear wind tonight coming through our microphones. It is blowing pretty heavy coming from the northwest. Second and goal from the 9. Golden Valley here, week 5 high school football game of the week on Bright House Networks. Pleasure to have you with us. 3 out there to the left side, Kevin.
Speed option to the right side. There's Newman. He's going to take it in for the score.
And Newman has the speed. There it is. Touchdown, Golden Valley.
Well, let's take a look at this. Obviously, they saw some an unbalanced or a mismatch on the weak side there. It was a great call by the Golden Valley coaching staff to run a speed option with Byron Newman scoring the touchdown.
So just like that, 4 or 5 plays and the Bulldogs are in 6-0. They're hosting the East High Blades tonight, week 5, October 10th, 2008. Autumn is here. The snap, the hold, the kick, it's up and it's good. The PAT put right through the uprights.
And it's homecoming for the Bulldogs.
Homecoming for the Bulldogs. Brian, we're taking a look at this replay. Obviously, Golden Valley not lacking in the speed.
No, and Newman had a big game a couple weeks ago. I know you guys heard earlier. We had over 200 yards rushing. What I like so far about their offense is they're doing a good job of passing the ball and running the ball. And if they keep it going like that all night long, it's going to be a long night for the Blades, because if you can't stop the run or pass, you're in trouble.
Thank you, Brian.
Dylan Finch, Brian, is one of those guys that we saw last year was one of the top passers in the Valley. The only thing when you looked at his numbers last year is he threw too many interceptions. This year he came into the season focused, and that was one of the things that he was going to work on, and so far Coach Smith is very happy with his performance so far.
Head coaches for both teams, it'll be Eric Smith, as Kevin mentioned, for Golden Valley, and for East Bakersfield's roster. I know you had a chance to talk to Gerald Periucci, head coach Periucci there, and got a lot of storylines to talk about tonight. Golden Valley, one of the newer schools. East High School, one of the oldest schools in the southern San Joaquin Valley. So a lot of history in those white uniforms. Not so much in Golden Valley, but boy, are they starting to put together a great athletic program out here on the south side.
Well, Coach Smith is doing a good job recruiting his athletes on campus, getting a little help from the other programs. He talked about Pat Check, the head basketball coach, sharing athletes with him.
Love that.
You got to love that when the basketball coach is working with the football coach to get his guys involved. A lot of athletes in this program.
Imagine Coach Pat Preston not sharing Brian Adams with Mark Hudson?
Well, you know, guys, I think it's one of the things that we watch these games, we go out and you see basketball players, and you see these kids in basketball specializing in basketball in the 6'2", and they can be great safeties or receivers in football.
Well, Brian, as you're talking about that, I think our viewers out there saw a football go up only about a pitching wedge, about 40 yards, but that wind is really coming from the northwest, and it basically pushed the football up and out, kind of blew it out of bounds, and it'll be 1st and 10. East High School will at least start with some pretty good field position, and let's talk a little bit about this East High School football team, Kevin.
Well, they're in a year where they're rebuilding at the running back position, but they've got a lot of strength up front. Some guys returning. Big Zontak is one of their returning offensive linemen, his 3rd year on varsity. They're going to look to him to run behind him, but they got a nice quarterback. It's number 7, Joe Pearson. Nice strong arm, so look for them to throw the football to a group of talented receivers.
Hard count, and did a nice job of throwing offsides immediately. Matthew Jones. Looked like Matthew Jones was pretty aggressive getting in there, or will he have been drawn off? It'll be on Jones, so 1st and 5. Now from the 40-yard line. Again, welcome everybody. Vance Palm up here on the booth with Kevin Keys and Brian Adams, and the game that you, the viewers, voted for. So Golden Valley and East High viewers got on there and started hitting that website and voted for this game. Here we are. Just underway in the first quarter. Golden Valley scores in their first drive. Here's East trying to answer. The wind at their back. The handoff goes to the big, strong Terrell Johnston. He's a junior, by the way, 5'11", 225.
And they ran right behind their strength. Big James Zontak, they got him listed at 300 pounds. And Hector Cedano, 6'4", 300 pound. So look for that right side of the line to get a lot of work tonight.
2nd and 1, 43-yard line. As Kevin pointed out, they have some big bulk on that right side of the line, and they have a big running back. So this game going to be an interesting contest tonight. Ball comes right up the middle, and that's a nice 5-yard run out there. Again, the ball put in the hands of Johnson as he bowls his way up. Brian Adams, East High School, no stranger to some big-name running backs the last 5 or 6 years we've been calling these games.
Oh, man, when you talk about Leandre Matthews and Andre Smith, you know, these guys are big-time backs. I think, I can't remember which one it was, but one of them had like 1,000 yards in the first 4 or 5 games. I mean, those guys were big-time backs, and we had the pleasure of watching them, and now they got the big bruiser back there rumbling and bumbling.
Man, he is a big bruiser.
Yeah, Terrell Johnson, they got him listed at 225 pounds.
Pearson throws a nice pass out there. He was on the run to his left, threw across his body, and complete out there for a 5-yard pickup. They have the wind at their back right now, Kevin, so if you're going to try to get some distance on these passes, this is the time to do it.
Joe Pearson, as you see him roll out to the left, he's a left-handed quarterback, so he's not throwing against the body. But what I like about this young man, he's got a nice quick release and makes good decisions. Doesn't throw a whole lot of interceptions, just a junior.
My bad, he is the lefty. And I remember watching him last year. Exciting young player. So
yeah, he's got to get a lot bigger as he gets in the weight room, and he might play this game for a long time.
I think that might have taken a hair too long to get that call off. And on a 2nd and 6, midfield at Golden Valley, East High School. No, a false start.
Brian, you talked about these basketball players playing football. Check out the safety for the Bulldogs, number 9.
Yeah, he looks really good out there.
That's Chris Brown. He's just a sophomore. Outstanding basketball player. You'll hear his name for years to come.
No doubt. In motion, Thomas Munn up the middle of the big fella, and he gets brought down. That's a nice tackle. A very, very good job of tackling out there by Dante Lafitte. Wow, my first French pronunciation tonight.
3rd and 8 for Blades.
Affentranga, le feet.
You went from German to France.
3rd and 8, midfield, East High School, right on the Bulldogs' right ear. That nice logo out there. A couple good storylines we'll talk about tonight. Our second quarter prognostication, some big games taking place here in Bakersfield area. Well, on cue, a timeout.
Delay of game.
Oh, sorry, a penalty. Oh, now it's delay of game, so they get the illegal motion or offsides, then they get the delay of game. It has to be frustrating.
Well, you talk about bloodlines. One of the coaches for the Bulldogs is a former West High great, Don Turner.
Wow.
Went up to Bakersfield College and played. It was a JC All-American up there and went on to play at San Jose State.
Pearson's going to get hit. He lets it go. Ooh, man. And they held up. They could have laid him out. And Artie Jimenez had a beeline on, didn't do it.
And there's Chris Brown, the big long arms of number 9. You see him go up at 6'3", almost pulls this thing down. Look at those long arms. Nice job by the safety there to block that up. Good work, camera crew. It's going to bring on the punt team for the Blades.
A knuckleball up in the wind. I'll guarantee you that's going to take a crazy bounce. Oh! Was that Chris Brown back there?
That was blue.
Yeah, it was Brown.
That was number 12, Jake Carlos.
And that ball.
Knuckleball punt there. He just wisely decides to fall on this ball. But
well,
Brown did a good job to just fall on the football there. Another basketball player, an outstanding talent they got is Michael Pulley. Another guy who'll see some action at the defensive back and also a wide receiver.
Kevin and I have been shooting emails back and forth around the community all week. Some fans and parents and friends, and we appreciate all the correspondence. Makes it a fun job, even more fun. Or part-time job, sorry, bro. Out the middle, he's met hard and heavy and thrown for a loss. So East High School defense, after the first series where they really didn't do much to stop Golden Valley on 3 or 4 plays.
Well, you look at the A gap here, the nose guard gets a lot of push up there. As the linebacking crew for these Blades will be very active tonight.
Bully.
Coach Perucci really likes his linebacker group. He says there's some guys that love to fly to the football.
Out to the left, Darren Johnson. Way out to the left. That's where they go. And Johnson with a nice grab. Boy, some good hands in this cool, crisp weather. Pulled that down.
Darren Johnson's another one of those guys, 6'4", and he's not the tallest wide receiver.
Nice catch. Nice catch. 1st and 10, Golden Valley. Thanks to Premier Equipment Rentals for being the sponsor of the pregame show and these scissor lifts that are now stationed tonight behind the bleachers. And wow, how valuable is that to have these great scissor lifts? Bakersfield College, the Instant Replay, and Barber Honda Player of the Game Award. Thank you. On an option, he keeps fumble! Woo! That ball was fumbled at the hash mark, Kevin. Fumbled at the hash mark and went out of bounds. Everybody, watch how far this ball rolls.
Well, Fitz has got to do a better job of protecting the football there as he's in traffic. That play might have been well advised to pitch it just a little bit sooner.
Second and 9. Golden Valley scored on their first drive. Actually, their 4th play from the line of scrimmage they scored. Finch throws it up there and overthrows. He throws into the wind and still overthrows his receiver out there, Anthony Perez. Brian, when the wind is coming at you so hard, odds are, the ratio is you're not going to throw that many long passes. So as a receiver, sometimes you almost kind of know, you know what, I'm going to be blocking every play.
Yeah, you know, when you get the wind blowing like you got like tonight, Vance, it's very difficult to put the ball downfield because you got to put the ball up in the air. It gets caught up in the draft. Ball hangs up. It gives the secondary a chance to really make plays.
You're right.
But the one way you can pass the ball is the slant play that we saw earlier, because that ball is going to be underneath the wind with a lot of zip, and you can still control the ball that way in the air.
Thank you, Brian. 3rd and 9. Finch out to the left side again. This thing worked earlier, and it's going to be a holding call, I believe.
Oh, he's still on the feet. He's at midfield. He's going to take this all the way. Nice job by, is that Sam Ennis, to break the tackle at the line of scrimmage, but hold everything.
That's the operative word, Kevin. Hold everything.
Well, that's unfortunate, because that's just a great effort here by Sam Ennis to break this tackle at the line of scrimmage. You can see Cardenas fight off the block there. Pretty good, not a bad block up there. Nonetheless, it's a holding call, and this is going to come back, but what a great effort by this young man, Sam Ennis, one of the leading receivers for the Bulldogs.
Wow. So what could have been maybe a 14-point lead, still at 7, and not only that, they have to bring it back to make it a 3rd and 16. So just as Brian was saying, these short, quick routes keep the ball below the wind. Don't know if you'd factor in 3 guys missing the tackle, but it would have been a 70-yard touchdown jaunt. Now it's back to 3rd and 18 for Finch. Drops straight back, has a ton of time, throws this one out. It lays out there long enough. He was on his knees, but wow, takes a big hit out of bounds. And Brian, you saw that ball. It takes off of Finch's hands, and man, the receiver basically had to get on a knee to grab it.
Yeah, and you can see right there's a perfect illustration, Vance, of how that ball gets held up in the wind, slows up, the receiver's able to slide on his knee and pop back up and catch it and almost get a first down, but it's definitely hard to throw the ball. Now you're talking about going across the field, too. That's a long throw. But right now, though, they're doing a good job of mixing up the run and the pass and controlling this game so far.
Under 5 minutes left here in the first quarter. 26 cheerleaders, I believe. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 26 cheerleaders here for Golden Valley here on the home side. Finch on a 1st and 10, hands the ball up the middle. He goes to the outside. That's Newman. Newman looking for some room. Man, he is quick.
He is lightning quick. This young man is the younger brother. His brother, remember him, he was an outstanding linebacker here at Golden Valley a few years ago. As you see, Newman just got to give that little Steve Wofford type move. Brian?
Oh, yes, it is. And that's what we talk about, Kevin. We talk a few times about in football, you hear all these people with these 4.340s or 4.440s. What's more important in football is your ability to go 0 to 60, start and stop and change direction. And that's one thing that he does excellent.
2nd and 6, East High looking for some type of a stop. Finch throws it, and his receiver that he intended it for, Nathan Lyday, didn't know it was coming.
This little miscommunication there, and fortunate enough for Dylan Finch, this ball wasn't picked off, but as you take a look at Finch, he throws a nice football. We've seen some pretty good quarterbacks around town with Cody Kessler and Derek Carr, but this guy has got to be mentioned with those guys as the elite, and he's just a junior.
3rd and 6. Right now, East High, an important down here in the early part of this football game. They're on the road. The wind is howling. It's chilly. And they've got this Golden Valley offense to deal with. It struck early, and I mean 4 or 5 plays into this game they scored, so big down for East High School. It's a reverse play, and they pick it up and lay him down, so nice job on the East High side. And in all honesty, not the biggest crowd tonight for East High School. I think it's cool weather and the wind, and it's homecoming here for Golden Valley, and of course a nice
job by Charlie Devers, come up from his defensive back position to make the tackle.
All right, they're punting into a very, very big win. This is as big as, if you see the nice Technicolor umbrellas back there. That looks like a bar you see on the television screen. That's how hard this wind is blowing. Ladies and gentlemen, those umbrellas are cement. No, I'm kidding. Well, while we're on the field, Brian, it ended up becoming a first down on a penalty, I believe.
Yes, Vance. What happened is they had illegal participation on the field. They had 12 guys on the field when they broke the huddle. Gave them a 5-yard penalty, which in turn gave them a first down. So now, instead of getting that third down and getting the team off the field and getting the ball back, they'll stay on defense.
Well, Coach Perucci, this will be one he has a little bit of a whisper with his guys about. Come up with a big stop, and now, you know how this goes, fellas. Although it's a nice tackle out there, sometimes these kind of things, you know, you get a break like this and new little kick in your step.
I like him coming out throwing on first down. As you see Finch, little quick stop route. Lide has no fear taking that ball over the middle.
Had some bloodline football 2 weeks ago during the football game we covered at Stockdale. So then we started in with bloodline football last week. Some more already tonight. Kern County High School football. Thick with relations. Great job out there by the East defense, but look at Newman just take control. He had 4 guys right on his face mask and then shoots out to the right side. Wow.
Well, as you see that nice little block there by number 58 on the offside, that's Ricardo Figueroa. You want to talk bloodline, that's the younger brother of starting offensive lineman Roberto Figueroa up at Bakersfield College.
Wow. Any bloodline to Chris Figueroa? I might get a text during the game. Never know. 1st and 10. It's thrown high, and he's brought down out there, and the coaching staff a little bit upset because they had all this room, all this real estate. They call it incomplete. Either way, he came down with it right on the line of scrimmage, bring up a 2nd down.
This ball was thrown just a little bit high. As you see Ennis go up and get it. It looked like it may have been a reception, but nonetheless, it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
That's the voice of Kevin Keys. I'm Vance Palm. We have Brian Adams on the grass with us, and we have our director, Bernie Johnson, sneezing so loud that I've lost my right eardrum.
Oh, there it is.
What a move. Coming at you, Brian. Coming at you.
Well, credit Dylan Finch with a great pump fake here and a nice stop and go move. They've been setting this up since the beginning of the game. They've been throwing this short pass since the game started, and this time a great pump fake by Dylan Finch to hit his big 6'4", 165-pound wide receiver.
Wow. Medina for the PAT. It's up and it's good. 14-0 Golden Valley. Well, Brian, I would imagine when you make a move like that and that ball's floating up there, now it's just all about, oh my goodness, just don't drop it.
And Vance, when you open like that, that's all you're thinking about. Don't drop the ball. But no, that was a great play, and that's the 2nd time in 2 weeks we've seen a receiver use a double move. And that's an advanced move for a high school level player. So a lot of kids can't pull up, they rush it, but he was very patient, made his move, separated, and then walked in for a touchdown.
Thank you, B. Here's another look at it, Kevin, and that ball floats up there, and he still kind of catches it with his right hand up instead of catching it like in a bucket catch. So there was still a chance that thing might pop out, but it does not. TD.
I was watching Darren catch the ball earlier in warm-ups. He's got some soft hands and does a nice job of catching the football and tucking it, as you see on that play there.
Caught that one across the middle earlier in the quarter, and that was a bullet, so no worries there. 14-0 Golden Valley over East High. East High had a nice offensive drive the 2nd series. They had to punt it, and then they stopped Golden Valley, and that was a big call on the 4th down. They broke out of the huddle with 12 guys as they were about to receive a punt. A penalty, had to give it up and put it back on the first down hands of Golden Valley, and look what happens.
Well, those are the mental mistakes that you can't afford to have that end up costing you points off of penalties.
They'll kick off to East. They'll kick into the wind. I doubt it'll get to the 15-yard line. And if it does, there's one East High Blade perfectly situated just for that kick. And it goes to the, it would have gone out of bounds too. That ball was floating out of bounds. But the East High player, and that's number 24, Jasper Cardenas, basically booted it out as it went. So it'll be 1st and 10 for East High.
Well, I'm sure that's one of those mental mistakes that during Chalk Talk on Monday morning will be addressed by special teams.
All right, 1st and 10. Looking for Joe Pearson to get his offense going. He has that strong wind behind him. I'd like to see him kind of lay one out there. Maybe not this deep in their own territory, but sooner or later. Has the big back behind them, and that's where they go, right up the middle. They're going to try to just chew up some yardage on a long drive. Under 2 minutes left in this first quarter. Woo! Chilly. Did you bring the hot chocolate tonight, Kevin?
Well, I had a little bit of Starbucks on my way in, but
and mine is
it's all
where?
gone now.
Mine is where? Wow. Hey, look at this. Last week we're in short sleeves and shorts. Now we've got Eskimo hoods on. 2nd and 6. Johnson, the lone back in the backfield. Guerra in motion. Johnson wrapped up. They go right back to him. Somehow he gets 2 more yards out of that, but they were on his back from the beginning. Brian, am I wrong? Do you try to get this ball up in the air and try to throw one and get the wind under it, or I don't know?
Vance, can you repeat that, please?
Am I wrong in thinking it'd be nice to kind of take advantage of this wind and just lob one up there and see what happens?
Oh, no, you're definitely right. You are definitely right.
Let's see what happens here. You got Guerra stands at 6'3". You've got Munn at 6'5". Under a minute left. 3rd and 4. Hey, they do just that. Oh, just over. Well, I guess that's what you learn. The wind takes it. There's your answer, Vance. The wind grabs it and pushes it another 6 yards.
Well, that's this little fly route there. Pearson doesn't get a long enough drop and give himself some more time to give his receiver time to get out there. But that's he had his man beat by a step or two. Not a bad route. That the Blades are running shorthanded at wide receiver. They're missing one of their big playmakers who had a breakout game a week ago, Frank Wright, who ended up breaking his ankle, an outstanding basketball player, and we wish him well. He's going to be one of those guys that will definitely help Milt Henderson's basketball program.
Another wobbly punt, and it just goes to the left. This one just stops at midfield, so it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line for Golden Valley. Again, special thanks to Premier Equipment Rental for the Scissor List and the Premier Equipment Rental pregame show. Also Bakersfield College for the instant replay sponsorship, and Barber Honda. And don't forget, you, the fan, votes on where we go each week. So we had some heavy voting from Golden Valley and East High last week. They wanted to see homecoming here at Golden Valley. Guess what happens? Here we are, mybrighthouse.com. Get on there, check it out, and make the click. That's where we might end up. Handoff up the middle. Newman still on his feet, and he gets 7 great yards out of that run. Nice job by this offensive line. And that will do it for the first quarter. 2nd and 4 when we come back. Golden Valley will have it. They're up by 2 touchdowns on Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. And that is the end of the first quarter. Back in a moment.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into geology.
Jump into culinary arts.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into a life you love. Jump into music.
With an amazing low cost per credit
Jump into a life you love.
and financial aid,
Jump into acting.
Bakersfield College is more affordable than
Jump
ever.
into a life you love.
Jump into college.
Your life's waiting, so jump.
And we're back at Golden Valley High School. It's homecoming on a cold, windy Friday night. The Bulldogs are up 14-0 after 1 quarter of play, and they've got the ball just past midfield, threatening to score again. Finch has got a man in motion. Fakes the ball to his up back, keeps it. And it looks like the Blades have got their first big break of the night.
What a perfect hit. Helmet on the football.
Let's take a look at this on the BC Instant Replay. As you see Finch fake the ball, and he's wrapped up by number 15
There's
of
a
the
big
Blades.
hit out there by Palomino.
Andres Palomino, 6 foot, 190 pound defensive back, coming up to give his team a break.
Well, while we were away, our guys in the truck said, hey, remember that game 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? It was 14-0 and didn't know what was going to happen. It turned out to be a very close football game. Look at this. Look at this. Pre-Halloween premonitions. Pearson, trouble! Pearson, we're going to have to see the work now. He gets rid of it.
Great
Pearson.
job by Pearson to get rid of that ball. He's outside the pocket. He can throw that thing away, but what an outstanding job by Joe Pearson. Not a very big guy, but as you can see, he's got some strength and balance here to stay on his feet, still has a presence of mind. I'm outside the box. I can just throw this thing away.
Wow. Trevion Cotton was the first one running at him, and then he had Matthew Jones running at him. He had a slew of Bulldogs on him. Brings up 2nd and 10. They're at their own 45-yard line. Now they're throwing into the wind. Pearson drops back, looks, double pumps, and just overthrows that one. Man, what an arm on this young man.
Yeah, he's got a nice arm, and I like the way he was kind of cool and calm in the pocket here. As you see Pearson step back, he had a little bit of pressure. Avoids the pressure here. Look at that. This young man's got some talent.
One tight spiral right there, zipping underneath the wind right there. 3rd and 10. Brian, any call here on routes? 3rd and 10.
Well, against this wind, you might want to well, the way they press on these guys, you got to take a chance downtown.
You almost want to think now that they've got a running back on both sides, could be a screen. They go with the draw play. The big fella gets wrapped up. That's Terrell Johnson, and now they're going to have to punt the ball.
Well, they've got the wind at their back, and if you can, boy, he is a big young man, 225 pounds. I think he's, since his program was made, I think he's had a few healthy meals since then.
It was
Big Terrell.
Printed on Tuesday, and he's up $6. Wow. And they will punt into the wind. And another wobbler. And look out. And it's collected out there on about the 19-yard line. Could have been about 2 or 3 more yards, but with this wind, you never know. They just scooped it up. 1st and 10, Golden Valley. 2nd quarter prognostication. Some big games going on around the city. Week 5, some pivotal football games. And first things we'll talk about is the cancellation of the Garces Highland game. Can you say doubleheader, Bright House? Bernie, hello? So Garces Highland postponed. Can't comment on that one. Nice play out there to the right side, hauled in by Anthony Perez.
Perez got a nice block out there from Lai Day to pick up some extra yards.
2nd and 5, that was. Nice play out there. Way to haul that thing in there. So big news tonight, Garces Highland postponed. I'm sure that'll get put on the calendar somewhere.
They're going tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Yee. Again, almost picked off, and that was read perfectly out there by Dathan Fernandez. Kevin, he almost had that one.
Yeah, Fernandez did a great job of closing on the football there. As you see Dylan Finch drop back, and not a bad throw here, but just an outstanding defensive play by Fernandez as he comes up from his cornerback position. Almost got there in time for the pick 6.
That would have been a little bit of a game changer there, at least slowing this Bulldog offense down. It brings up 3rd and 5, another big 3rd down for this Blades defense. Pearson, draw play, and Newman makes a big move out there, and that's a nice first down for Golden Valley. Brian, you like this Newman kid? Brian, you like this Newman runner?
Well, you know, I think Kevin said it well. He just has that ability like Steve Wofford to be really subtle and then accelerate, calm back down, make a guy miss, accelerate again. It's really fun to watch him run.
It's Brian Adams, Bakersfield High School and UCLA Bruin, superb athlete. Met at the line, and he's not going anywhere. He's brought down right at the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 2nd down. Time is ticking away here in the 2nd quarter. Bakersfield High School tonight has an interesting football game. Brian, give us your thoughts on the Drillers.
Well, after watching the Drillers last week, I think they're starting to get their confidence. Defense plays well. I'm going to take the Drillers over Centennial.
Kevin, after this play, give me your thoughts. Centennial, always dangerous. I picked them over Stockdale last week. They lost by 1 point. This one's lobbed up, has a man, and just overthrows the intended receiver out there, Anthony Perez.
Well, I think Dylan found the wrong guy on that route. I like the slant route that Lydie may have been open on that play, but they're going to call, is that roughing the passer?
Ooh.
And Kevin, one of the other problems on that play right there is the room on the sideline. If the receiver works back in and gets about 3 or 4 yards for the quarterback to have some room for air, then you have a better opportunity of making that catch.
Good point, Brian.
And now moves it up to a 1st and 10. Late hit on the QB out there, and not a lot of penalties. That one's a costly one. That'll be 1st and 10 on the other side of the midline. And now East High's gonna be on their heels a little bit. Ooh, mishandled snap. Newman wrapped up after about a 2-yard gain. Kevin, last week Centennial lost to Stockdale, and I think the score was 86-85, something along those lines.
I think Centennial's getting a little healthier though, and I know the Drillers are probably picked to win that game, but I just love the coaching staff at Centennial and the heart that they play. And they always step their game up against the Drillers, so I think that game will be a lot tougher than people think.
Final pick BHS?
Final pick BHS.
2nd and 8. In trouble. Nice job out there by East High School. They brought him down, and that's a sack out there by Chris Trevino.
Trevino, another one of those active linebackers that Coach Perucci talked about. As you see, Finch doesn't have an open receiver. Credit the defensive backs. Maybe a little coverage sack there.
And just like that, it's 3rd and 12. Just like that, 3rd and 12. So at midfield, East High School trailing by 2 touchdowns in this brisk, chilly evening. Looking for another stop.
Screen play up the middle.
Nice screen play, and it's caught by Newman and brought down out there. A nice play. He had to kind of reach up and take it off the shoulder pads of his teammates. And that gave it
That's a
Just
great
enough
job,
of a
fans.
stall.
I'm sorry, that's
No,
a great
but-
job by Ray Perez from his defensive lineman position, 5'11", 240 pounds, to smell that screen out and make a play.
Wow.
That was an awesome read. Hey, Kevin, I'm surprised they haven't gone back to trying to get Newman on that outside off that speed option.
Yeah, that was a good-looking play for where they ran away from the trip side, created some mismatch problems.
The ball is exactly at midfield. So a perfect snap, a punt. It's a long spiral, has the wind behind it. Let's see what kind of bounce it takes. Oh.
I think they're going to get up there. They're calling it in. That's a good call. You know, if he'd have just left that thing alone, I think it might have stuck. What a great punt.
This looks like a Jack Nicklaus sand wedge. This ball comes up, back spins, stops. Oh, and he hits it with his face mask, and it goes into the end zone. Well, certainly not from lack of hustle, but that ball now will be on the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 east. They'll be going against the wind. You're watching Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. I'm Vance Palm in my 5th year. Kevin Keys has been working for years now with Corey Costello on the air. Now we have him with us on Bright House Networks, and Brian Adams celebrating his 10 years.
Corey Costello and Peyton Williams got the night off tonight.
Man, those guys got it. They figured it out. They figured it out. Handoff goes to Fernandez, and he gets hit hard and thrown back for a loss, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Corey Costello and Peyton right now are thinking about, well, where do we go for dinner? The game's been postponed.
Nathan Fernandez does a good job to pick up 3 or 4 yards out of that run there where nothing was there. You talk about bloodlines, he ran behind offensive lineman number 50, Brandon Grider, the son of Buzz Grider, former Highland
Big country.
Scotsman.
Oh, ball goes right through the hands of Thomas Nunn. And now that is a name we should probably bring up. Brandon Grider, 2 years ago when young Byron Campbell was given his nickname at East High. We gave him Big Campus one night. And it all was birthed from the idea of big country when it was down on the field, and Brian actually was talking to his dad, Buzz, and Buzz in his sweet, soft tone that he has. Guys, what are you doing? What's going on with you guys? And he had his son with him. Look at this. Look at this.
Pearson can run a little bit. Nice job. He's going to pick up the first down. Boy, I love the athleticism of this kid and also the decision-making skills that he makes. He drops back, doesn't have an open receiver, and he says, oh, I got some room to run. Wisely takes this thing outside and finds the first down marker. Got the ball in the wrong arm, but he'll learn as he gets older. And he picks up the first down for the Blades. Nice job, Joe Pearson.
You know, back on the note with Brandon Grider, he's a big kid, 6'2", 240, a strong young man. Then he's got Terrell Johnson, that big running back. Maybe down the line here, they're going to go right up the gut.
And they give it to the big guy. He's got some room to run. Runs over a guy, still on his feet.
And they went right up the gut.
Oh, he looks like a Jerome Bettis type of guy.
Wow.
And he showed some ability there to lower the shoulder. Nice little move at the line of scrimmage. And watch this. Boom! Nice job, Terrell.
Well, and then the next defender goes in there and says, that was Newman, by the way. He said, I think I'll get his shoestrings. I think I'll get his ankles. Our first time out of the game, we have a young player down out there, and is that Newman?
Well, they can't afford to lose that young man. He brings too much to the table on the offensive side.
And I don't know that it is, Kern County. It is. It's up, and he's feeling okay.
Well, Terrell Johnson, as we take another look at this thing, it's the inside give, gets a nice double block there, double team at the line of scrimmage. And watch this, boom.
Wow. Ran over Pulley.
Got to readjust Bully's got to readjust. He's not used to taking screens that tough in basketball. He's like, man, whoa, what was that?
Remember Gary Woolfolk at Foothill? That's that size. Wow. 1st and 10, midfield. Here comes East. They go, they do it again. They're starting to figure it out now.
Yeah, why not?
There's our guy.
Ride the train.
Great football movie, Syracuse football. And it looks like Jim Brown right here. Woo!
Ernie Davis, one of the great ones, came along after Jim Brown. That movie's coming out, The Express. One of the great guys that we really never got a chance to see. Unfortunately, came down with leukemia. But that should be a great story. I'm looking forward to seeing that movie.
Why don't you and I and Brian take in a movie together?
Yeah, why not?
I'll buy the popcorn. 2nd and 2.
Oh.
A little bit of movement out there. Brian, Foothill High School and Liberty. Foothill at 3-1, Liberty at 1-3. Brian Adams.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go on that one, Vance, with the Foothill Trojans.
Are these your picks or Nico's?
You see, I'm picking them tonight. I haven't got Nico's picks this week.
We've been big time. We've been big timed already.
So, I'll put it'll be a disclaimer. Nico, if it goes 0 for 3, I'll take the blame.
All right. 2nd and 7, exactly midfield. Pearson goes to his strong side, his left side. He's got to put that football away. And he got rid of it. He took a big hit out there. Flag in the middle of the football field. And Joe Pearson took a big hit right there.
That's a great job by Travion Cotton to run him down. Pearson's a guy that's got some speed, so Cotton shows right here his ability to run a little bit as well. He had a man open, but Travion Cotton got away maybe with a little bit of face mask, but boy, Pearson landed awkwardly on that play as he gets up slowly.
Well, it looks like is it a defensive holding or so they're going to march this off against the Bulldogs. And it is. So a defensive holding. It'll go north.
Keep an eye on Pearson. He's still limping just a little bit.
He went down hard. He's a little gimpy. See right here, watch I think it's his right
right knee.
Oof.
Boy, good thing he's a flexible young man. He's a
That's one way of saying it. He is very flexible.
Pearson's listed at 6'2", just 150 pounds. Tough young man.
1st and 10. In motion goes Guerra. They're going to go right back up the middle again to Johnson. He's hit hard this time, and he's getting a push by Greider.
Terrell the bus Johnson. Give it to the bus.
Wow. He just waited. He's patient. He just kind of hung out there in traffic and waited. So, I'll get 2 yards. I can get 1 yard. 2nd and 9. 4.5 left here in the first half. The home team of Golden Valley at homecoming. Up by 2 TDs.
Very important drive for the Blades as
Pearson
they got a
throws
man
it up.
open. Munn, it's overthrown and out of bounds. But this is an important drive for the Blades. They've got to pick up a first down here so they can get some points on the board. Brian?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, Kevin. They have to get some momentum going, at least put 3 on the board if they can. But one thing right there, the receiver never really took off and tried to go downfield on the fade. He kind of just jogged off the line. The ball was thrown up. But I like what you call the bust, Kevin. I like to stay with him. He's getting some productive yardage out there for him. But now, in the 3rd down, he need to put the ball in the air, obviously. But he's done very well for him.
I like to see him go out to the little screen out to the flats, see what he can do out there in the wing. He's blocking now. Nice play. Oh, man, he just continues to overthrow. And, you guys can educate me. I like to flick the football around, but I won't get technical. It seems like he's just releasing the ball a little too early.
Well, as you take a look at this on the BC Instant Replay, the ball just kind of sails on him.
And it might be the wind. Could be getting under it and just pushing it up. 4th and 9. Interesting decision to make right here. Coaching staff thinking about it. Coach Pierucci. And they're going to go for it. They're going to go for it. In the shotgun, they better hurry. Well, not everybody, but a slew of receivers out to, oh, they weren't set either. No call. Oh, they do get the flag. And doggone it, it's caught and a second flag. Let's see, was it a reception, first of all? Wow, they put the ball down at the 24-yard line. But there's 2 flags, one at the beginning of the play, which I don't think the guys were set for East, one at the end of the play. Wow, we'll see. Educate me, Kevin.
Well, I think you're absolutely right, Vance. You take a look at our white hat there, illegal shift by the offense. And then we got a pass interference call on the defense. They offset each other, and they'll replay the down.
Well, that looked good, though.
Yeah,
that looked nice.
Nice job there by Pearson to connect with David Cordero. Cordero did a nice job coming up with the ball, but all for naught as they'll take another try at it on 4th down.
4th and 9. A couple of costly penalties here in the first half for East as they're making gains and momentums, and now we have a timeout.
There's a timeout. And Vance, I'm just going to tell you, I'm just glad I got a call from Nico, so
okay.
I'm off the hook.
Okay, Nico's in.
Nico's staying with Bakersfield High, and he's also taking Foothill over Liberty.
Oh.
So I'm off the hook now.
Couple of big games.
Lawrence Weldon is a lot to handle right now. That young man, when you talk about good running backs around town, we saw some pretty good ones. This guy could be the leader at the end of the year.
Could be a PAC award, a Palms Adam Keys award.
I love Lawrence Weldon, one of those hard-working young guys and very humble. You don't hear a lot about him.
Can run.
But bloodline
football.
The younger brother of who's the shot putter that went up to Cal State, Riggins. Younger brother of Riggins.
Back from 4th and 9 timeout. Have you heard from Mr. Adams this week? Has Mr. Jeff Adams made contact with you this week?
I have not talked to Squirt this week.
Wow, slacking. Cowboy is slacking. 4th and 9. Looks at his wristband, Pearson does. Has Johnson to his right, standing next to him. After the timeout, Pearson has time, goes to his right now, looks, tosses one across. Oh, and it's picked off by Newman.
Well, he throws across his body here. Not a wise decision, but he had a man open as he throws back across his body. He just couldn't get enough on the throw. But a nice job by Newman to step in and make the interception.
1st and 10, Golden Valley. 3:47 left here in the first half. It is a chilly, chilly night in Kern County. For those of you already around your fireplaces, breaking out with your cord of wood, we'll be by after the game.
But then he's got some run. He's got some room to run. Uh-oh. There's that patented jump over the defender that we've been seeing a lot of, Brian. Is this something that they're practicing, that jumping over the defenders?
You know, I think it's that No Sean Johnson rule that everybody sees from Georgia.
No Sean Marino.
Yeah, Marino, there you go. No Sean They've been watching him go. I think everybody wants to jump over somebody, make a highlight. You know, and then they see a young local guy jump over my Bruins in Ryan Matthews. So I think that's just the rage in football right now.
Everybody's jumping over the Bruins right now.
Well,
hey, we beat the Washington State Cougars though.
A nice play out there to Lide. Lide picks up the first down, but the announcing crew and the production staff kind of lost in the moment there with the, I wouldn't say overly facetious comment by Brian Adams. The Bruins beat Washington State Cougars. One of our longtime Bright House production gentlemen, Tony Ambrose, taking great care to let us know that he's a Cougars fan.
I love the field presence of Dylan Finch. He comes up to the line of scrimmage as he dumps it off to Newman. Newman's got a little room out in the open field. Tough guy to bring down. Avoids the tackle. Still on his feet at the 20, the 15, the 10. He's going to almost go all the way as he's taken down at about the 2-yard line.
By number 2.
Charlie Deaver saved the touchdown, but not before
See,
Byron Newman.
That's how coaches look good, guys, right there.
Oh, what
you
a
let
nice
an athlete be an athlete, and you look really good as a coach.
Brian, you talked about it with Neuheisel when you played at UCLA. Just give the talented players the football, let them work with it.
That's when they have some talent. And I'm not talking about me, it's other guys.
Boy, this Newman kid is very good, Brian. He is very, very good.
1st and goal from the 3. Newman right behind him. And it's the option pitch, and he takes a punishing hit out there by David Cano, but he gets in. Touchdown.
Well, Cano did drop a little hit on him there, let him know.
Wow.
He didn't appreciate him running over his guys like that. But Byron Newman shows his toughness and sticking that thing in the end zone as we hear the fight song, the Bulldog fight song.
They got a good fight song, don't they? Go.
And Brian Adams having some flashbacks of the 8 clap.
PAT. The snap is high, the hold is good, and the kick is even better. That was nice stuff right there.
Jose Medina, the kicker for the Bulldogs. Well, what a great homecoming. First game under the lights for homecoming for the Bulldogs. Got to give a shout out to their activities director, one of the finest in the area, Julie Gibson. Bloodline. Husband is one of the freshman football coaches.
I remember driving down South Union, heading in and out of Arvin, and when I was working the grapes and tree fruit and watching these stands go up, and now we're under the lights at Golden Valley. Watch this. That's a big hit. Cano just smacked him, but he smacked him into the end zone. Ooh.
Well, there's been a lot of guys. You talk about the efforts of building this stadium. You know, Big Will Sandoval came over here from BHS to start this thing and brought some talented guys with him. Nate Johnson, the head JV coach, and Tim Hartnett. The legacy that Tim Hartnett left here is a strong one that Coach Smith really appreciates. He said, you know, as one of the best things that he could do was to learn how to coach under Coach Tim Hartnett, who's now turning around my alma mater, the mighty Scotsman.
Well, it is also our pleasure to continue.
Ryan Adams kissing babies down there.
Look at this.
The politician that he is.
Hey, if there's any cat that could take over from Mayor Hall, there he is, Brian Adams.
Speaking about babies, I gotta say a shout out, happy birthday to my son, young Kobe Adams. Young Cap is his nickname, so happy birthday, son.
We've got birthdays all around.
Well, happy birthday to Bernard Johnson's grandson. He'll be one on Monday.
Our
Joseph Johnson.
Director.
J Square. Who else birthday on Monday? Anybody else got
update from Highland High School?
Well, as long as we're giving birthday shout outs.
Kevin's daughter's birthday.
Brittany Keys'
Caitlin is on Monday too. We're gonna go October 10th to 14th.
That's a lot of Libras. That's a lot of Libras.
You gotta be an auctioneer on this one, Vance. Going once, twice.
A lot of Libras. So Bernard Johnson, our director's grandson, first birthday. Our mentor down on the grass, Brian, his son's birthday. Our director, Kevin, is it his son or daughter?
Well,
daughter, happy birthday. What is her name, Kevin? Hi, Caitlin, happy birthday to you. 12 years old, goodness. 1st and 10. Pearson goes to his left, back to his right, has a man open, flings it out there, and it is caught. Oh, no!
Jennifer Cadero falls
and you just saw the strength of that young man's arm, and he's throwing against the wind.
On the run.
On the run. Take a look at this. Nice job scrambling. Little Fran Tarkington move there, escapes one guy. throws the ball against the wind, right on the money.
Cordero was looking to take off, man. He said, here it is, I got it, I'm gone. Oh, no.
Still a lot of time on the clock. They've got to get into a 2-minute offense. A little hurry-up style here, but they give it to the big guy up the middle. He stopped.
2nd and 10, we'll dip below 2 minutes. High school football game of the week. At the end of every game, we have the Barber Honda Player of the Game Award. Kevin Keys handles all the presentation. Sam from Barber Honda has a nice vehicle here, and we do a nice presentation to a player that stands out above all others, and we've had some great ones this year, as always. Third and 11. Pearson in trouble.
Uh-oh.
And he was very close to being face masked, and he got hit out there pretty hard by Cotton.
Boy, Cotton's been active tonight.
Sure has.
From his outside backer position. Comes across there, nothing malicious. Pretty good defensive play by that young man. That's going to bring on the punt team. 4th and a long 18. Still plenty of time on the clock when you got a dangerous return man back here. Fielding the ball just slightly ahead of midfield.
Chris Brown might not have an opportunity to grab it, though. This football is just completely beat down by this wind. It'll be 1st and 10 from the East High School 44-yard line. Kern County, it's our pleasure to announce to you that over the last year and a quarter now, we have been fortunate enough to have our own Golden Valley Bulldog with us here in the production crew, and he's just been a delight to have with us. Super Sammy Bowman, a Golden Valley Bulldog, and played for Coach Hardnett. And he's just been a pleasure. Look at these guys. Now, this is what Golden Valley's all about right here. No shirts, just running down the track right in front of the cheerleaders. And they're telling the xylophone players, get out of the way. Look at those guys. Well, the funny thing would be keep them on camera the whole time, because they're probably going to run back there and throw their sweatshirts on. Here comes the dangerous Newman. He's looking for some room. He gets brought down out there. Another great tackle by Devers. Charlie Devers. We've called that name before. 5'9" senior. He did a great job here.
Number 2 against number 2. As you see, Devers out here doesn't get shaken. Fights off the straight arm.
Nice play.
It's almost halftime.
And I think that's going to do it unless they get one more playoff. I don't know if they're going to do it, if they'll get them out there in time.
Where I'm at during the game, and I found a place to come. I'm at the cinnamon roll spot.
Good. Give me a couple and some hot chocolate, Brian. I'll be right there. It is nippy. Last play of the first half. They do get it off. They go right up the middle. And that will do it. 21-0 Golden Valley at halftime and homecoming. Back in a moment with the third quarter on Bright House Network's high school football game of the week.
Get rid of your old gas guzzler and buy used at the Barber Honda's Used Car Super Center. With over 200 cars, you'll get Superstar treatment and state-of-the-art service at the new Barber Honda Service Center. It's the absolute best in Kern County. Find a pre-owned, fuel-efficient car that's just right for you. And Barber Honda has the largest selection of certified pre-owned Hondas. Don't wait until gas is over $6 a gallon. Start saving gas and money now at the Barber Honda Used Car Super Center, 4625 Wyville Road at the entrance to the Bakersfield Auto Mall.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into geology.
Jump into culinary arts.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into a life you love. Jump into music.
With an amazing low cost per credit.
Jump into a life you love.
And financial aid.
Jump into acting.
Bakersfield College is more affordable than ever.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into college.
Your life's waiting, so jump.
With cooking, cleaning, planning, and homework to do, when it's time for TV shows, you might not make it in time to watch. So let them wait for you. You've got Startover, powered by Bright House Networks, letting you restart certain live TV shows right from the very beginning, all with just a few clicks of the select button on your remote. It's free and included with your digital cable. So when it comes to time, you've got plenty of it. Start Over, powered by Bright House Networks, making life easier.
Bright House Networks.
Welcome back, everybody. A chilly, brisk evening. So chilly that Kevin and I spent all of halftime down in the scores table in the announcer's booth in a cuddly, cozy room with the Bakersfield Californian, talking to a former Liberty football player, Kevin, that was on a Valley Championship football team.
Greg Porter. Good kid. James Porter.
Hey, somebody just had us on camera. Who was that? Put us on again. Let me show this guy to everybody. Kevin Keys. Where's Carlos?
Little chilly out here tonight.
This is Kevin Keys. Blowing. There we are, Kevin. My man Kevin Keys with us after all these years.
Cuddling up on top of the press box. Never thought I'd spend the evening with you.
The cuddly Kevin Keys. Well,
I'm glad to see you guys have worked out your difference. Last week it was elbows in the head and everything else. Now it's nothing but love.
Brian Adams joining us down on the field. Brian's going to go down and talk to these cats.
I got to ask him.
Look at these guys.
How'd you get all mixed up just now?
We're too excited, man.
We're excited.
We're up 21-0. We're too excited.
Just too excited?
Yeah, too excited.
Too excited to think.
Yeah, too excited to think. Bro.
Too excited to think, man. That's a new one. Use that all.
We're ready for the second half.
All right, good luck.
Fumble! Too excited to think. That is great right there. Well, Kern County, for those of you that are just watching for the first year, Brian Adams, for many years, even in the chilliest, brisk, coldest evenings that we ever had, Brian would still go with the Bright House Networks polo shirt. And I mean, it would be cold. And your predecessor, Paul Preston, I would be up here bundled up, and Brian would be down in the polo shirt, and everybody would just marvel at it. But now if you take a look at B. Adams, everybody.
Hey, Van, that's when I was 27 and dumb.
And now he's 28 and smart.
And smarter than I was.
It is chilly. First play, line of scrimmage, third quarter. East High trails by 3 touchdowns. And they're going to go with a new running back. This is Eric Salazar. Salazar takes it for maybe a yard or two. Again, the news of the evening on the east side is that Garces Highland postponed until tomorrow. So for those of you watching this in the evening time on Friday night, if you're able to make it up to the east side tomorrow, a day game for Garces Highland.
At Highland.
2nd and 7 is what the scoreboard says. And again, the tailback, Salazar. Look out, Pearson in trouble, dodging and weaving. He has the talent, and this offensive line from East High School, they're pretty big, Kevin. They're some big guys. It's not as if they lack size, but boy, that front 5 from Golden Valley really doing some magic on them.
Well, they're quick off the ball. You take a look at Juan Carlos, big number 77, just a sophomore. He gets off the ball extremely quick. He's 5'11", 270 pounds, and he's given the East High offensive line all they can handle tonight.
3rd and 8.
Pearson had a rough first half, just 1 for 9. 5 yards, had a few balls dropped, a few called back on penalties, but he puts the ball up in the air again, and there's nobody there, but that ball was thrown in the air, and Newman was, he's going to get caught on a pass interference there, Brian, right in front of you.
Wow.
I'll tell you this, that was a heck of a jam on the line, though.
Well, you see this pass right here goes into no man's land. What you won't see, Kern County, is that Thomas Munn was literally, I don't mean figuratively, literally run out of bounds.
What they're saying is once the ball was in the air and he was still had his hands on them, so that's what the call from. But it was a great jam. That's what you want a corner to do.
Man.
Yeah, that's how you eliminate the route. Now, the receiver, you got to get more physical than that. You get a guy like him, you got to just throw him off. You got to use your size and just get off me.
That's how you run a guy off a route. Run him over to the athletic taping table. Man, that was something else. Now we have another flag on the play, and it's going to be a false start on East High School. So stoppage of play here in this chilly, chilly wind. Never good for these bodies trying to get warmed up after halftime.
Well, Matt Jones is another one of those guys in that front four for the Golden Valley squad at defensive end. He's a track guy playing on the defensive line, and as we talk about him, there he is coming across from the far side. As you see his speed, number 24, Matt Jones, you watch him on the end here. Come off, goes all the way across to make the tackle. Right on cue, great job, Matt Jones.
2nd and 12. Pearson has Salazar back there with him, as well as Johnson. Johnson in the low crouching stance right behind him. Look out! Pearson thrown down. Again, the offensive line from East High School just getting manhandled, and as they turn around and look, there's 5 Golden Valley Bulldogs on top of their quarterback.
Mainly Anthony Gary, 5'9", 165-pound junior, showing his quickness off the defensive line.
They might want to try a shotgun and just chuck it and duck.
But the old chuck and duck. We are in the autumnal vibrations here. 9:20 left here in this third quarter. Just kind of underway in the second half. East High School trailing by 3 touchdowns. High school football game of the week. A mountainous amount of online votes from Golden Valley, and now we have a delay of game for East High School, so it's starting to get a bit frustrating. Some of the offensive line turning around and voicing their frustrations. They continue to march backward, and a timeout has been taken by the East High School coaching staff, and he wants to talk to his players. He's come on the field, and head coach for East High School has marched his players back about 10 or 11 yards, and he's having a few words with them. Kevin, what are you reading?
Well, just taking a look at the first half stats. Golden Valley, little Van Halen comes across.
Oh, Jeff Adams, where are you?
Right on cue. Let's listen to that for a minute.
Never did I think I would hear "I'm too cold to think" or "running with the devil" as we start off the third quarter.
Dylan Finch had a pretty big first half for the Bulldogs. He was 9 of 13 for 181 yards and 1 touchdown. Byron Newman handled the load on the ground for the Bulldogs. Had 13 carries, 53 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the Arvin native, Lide, had 4 catches for 64 yards.
Well, as we were kind of perusing numbers, we noticed that, Finch able to build these long, big runs with these quick little out passes to young runners like Newman, and Pearson's in trouble. Now he's going to have to run for it.
He's got a man open.
Throws it up there, lobs it up there, and it's caught!
Great job by Pearson.
So after the timeout and a penalty flag on the play, oh no, say it ain't so, Joe. Who's it on?
They got linemen all down the field, Joe.
Well, that's what plagued him in the first half, and that's why his numbers weren't as good as they are, and this one's going to get called back too.
They could have picked the lineman.
Wow, and that was a great effort by Pearson, as we see here on our BC Instant Replay, Kevin.
Well, that's what happens when you got a quarterback that scrambles a lot. You're not sure whether to take off downfield and block or stay in the box. But
man, what a great arm.
A great job by Pearson to find his open receiver, but all for naught. Bring up third and a
3rd and 30.
30.
Yikes. Quick little discussion between Pearson, Salazar, and Johnson from the shotgun, and they hand it to Salazar. Salazar cannot break free. Excellent read and tackle out there by
Matt Jones once again. Matt Jones. Matt Jones. Stop it, Brian.
We got to have some fun, Kevin. We got to have some fun.
Back then, they didn't know him.
They know him now, don't they?
Well,
4th and 30. Going to have to punt it.
That's going to bring on the Reggie Roby lookalike punter. It's an end-over-end punt.
And Grider will down it at the 33-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the East High 33-yard line. And the faithful East High School crowd is all packed together.
Not much to cheer about tonight for the old faithful Blades, but they still got some young talent on this team. I think down the road they'll be back shouting again.
Finch looks out to his left, has a ton of receivers out there. Again, they've had this play tonight. It's been very successful, and this time it's caught out there by Johnson, and Johnson's brought down. That's Darren Johnson, by the way.
Darren Johnson, that's his second catch on the night. His first one went for 48 yards and a touchdown in the first half. As you see the big, wiry young man take the ball across the middle and take a big hit there by number 10 for the Blades, Chris Trevino, 6 foot, 215-pound linebacker.
You vote where we go. Go to BakersfieldMyBrightHouse.com and let us know where you want us to go next week.
Well, they have voted already.
Oh.
We had to change that.
Finch lobs one up, has his man, overthrows just a hair, had a guy open there, and the referee almost was very closely watching a late hit. Didn't happen. You're telling me that we have a strong flow of votes. Ooh, 51% of the votes.
51% of the votes went to Liberty High School, Liberty Stockdale. So we will be at the Stockdale Liberty game.
That's what you call a humdinger. Third and 6. He's got everybody on him, and they bring him down. And that's going to be Grider. And oh, that's unfortunate. That was just a graze of the fingertip across his mask, but it will be a face mask. They've had some very untimely calls tonight as we see Finch drop back, walk to your left of the screen. Here comes Grider. Grider comes right at him, and wow, the effort out there by Brandon Grider is really impressive, and he just caught his face mask. Father Buzz Grider played for the Arizona State University Sun Devils. He and Brian always have a good chat about Pac-10 football when they catch each other on the sidelines. But
one of the teammates of Buzz Grider at that time, a guy named Ed Croson, the head coach, one of the Nike head coach of the year one year, down at Birmingham High School. Shout out to Ed Croson.
Finch audibilizes to his right, then looks to his left. All of that just to hand the ball to Newman. Newman, will he get in? He does. Touchdown, Golden Valley. With about 12 yards left to go and 3 players to try to stop him, he made it look very, very easy. Brian, you're about a foot away from him.
Give him some chest bump there, Brian. Give him some chest bump.
Give him a chest bump, Brian. Goodness.
Hey, I can't jump like that anymore.
Yeah, who knew you had to?
I'm like Ground Jordan.
Who knew you had to jump so high in football these days? Wow.
What a good-looking young man. Byron Newman having a well of a night tonight. That's his 3rd touchdown.
Interception.
Yep.
What you want him to do? Ran a guy off the sideline on the jam?
Yeah.
Put him in the stands?
Can you say Honda?
Look at this. Medina boots it into the wind about 40 yards. So the proverbial clicking on all cylinders cliche coming out right now.
Guys, we got a little time right here. Have we talked about the life interrupted tonight?
We haven't, Brian. That's it now would be a great time as we see young Byron Newman in the open field.
Wow.
Hard to bring down in space. His 3rd touchdown of the night. But Life Interrupted is a program that they do assemblies at different schools, teaching students about the hazards of unsafe driving, and some of that is drunk driving, anti-DUI messages. We got Officer Danny Wells and Rex Davenport, who just received a national award for their contributions to students in this area. I'd like to give a shout out to Nancy Chaffin, one of the organizers of that program. They do a great service for the community of Kern County.
Thank you, fellas. 6:40 left in this third quarter. A lot of football left. East High School would like to get off the schneid here and put some points on the board. They'll have the wind at their back, but they also have to deal with this defensive front four or front five. Whatever Golden Valley throws at them seems to be very impressive.
RC on the sideline.
High school football game of the week. Football is up, and it is.
Well, they better get on it.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. That Jack Nicholas pitching wedge almost stopped.
Well,
we're good.
Medina's getting some great bounces tonight. That one just barely rolled into the end zone for a touchback, and the East High return men got away with one here.
Oh, that was almost Pele.
As we listen to Ryan Adams down on the sideline.
Look at this.
I'm just messing with my family right here. Zig, he's the sideline official. We're up there messing with the balls and do some Pele tricks.
Wow.
Pele.
It's all happening tonight. Shall we say a cornucopia of events taking place. Homecoming, Golden Valley. All of the candidates for King and Queen were brought out on very fast motorcycles. They weren't going fast, everybody, but fast rides. Wrapped up after about a 2-yard run is Salazar. So Coach Perucci has his hands full, challenges left and right, but has some talent to work with. They're going to have to go through the process of putting the program where it needs to be, but he has the talent to work with. A couple of big running backs, a speedy running back, a very talented quarterback who obviously we've not heard the last from in Pearson.
Well, he's rebuilding, definitely has some talent to work with, some guys to build this program around as he makes his way back home from Las Vegas. I think he's trying to get his brother back from Vegas, who's a former driller football player, played at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Well, this one, Pearson just throws through the hands of Jamie Orozco. That pitch, that looked like a Jesse Orozco pitch right here.
He has a strong arm, young man. Only going to get better.
As we hear Bernie Johnson tell his crew, let's turn down the air conditioner in there. It's getting kind of chilly. Come on out, Bernie. Open the door.
To God's air conditioning.
Man.
Woo.
Well, it just shows you that we're listening. 3rd and 8. Pearson drops back again, in trouble. Always seems to have people around him. Now he's really in trouble.
Look at this guy, the escape artist.
Man,
Houdini.
oh man. What a delight it is to see his talent, but I'm not quite sure he feels that way right now because he's running on every single play to get out of trouble.
Well, he almost escaped here enough to pick up a first down. It's going to be about 3rd or 4th and about 2.5, 3 yards. But he almost stayed on his feet long enough. If he could have fought a little longer, would have picked up a first down.
4th and 3, they'll boot it. And again, Chris Brown waiting for it. Nobody's really had an opportunity to run back any punts tonight. The wind has just played havoc with these footballs. I said that is a fumble! Oh!
And that's too bad.
As the ball's in the air, I was just kind of talking about it because it's just been a fact tonight, and look what happens.
Luis Santoyo got an early Christmas present. The ball landed right in his arms. That's a big break.
I mean, every single possible way this ball could have floated tonight, it's floated. That was like a left to right jiggle. Santoyo said, I'm out. The official says, you're in. stay back here, and now it's 1st and 10, East High School. Maybe at opportune time we'll be able to talk a little college football for tomorrow. Red River rivalry. Yeah, man. Lob this one up, has his guy. Maybe a little contact down there. Ooh, no call, no call. Brings up a 2nd and 10, 4:49 left here in the third quarter.
Well, they're trying to get the ball up to their big 6'5" wide receiver, Thomas Munn. Ball was just barely overthrown there.
A lot of juniors on this roster for East High School. As we see, again, Munn go out to the right side. This time they go back to Johnson. Johnson trying to get outside and can't do it. A really nice play out there. Again, he's brought down by Anthony Gary. And was that a late hit?
There's a flag on the play. You don't want your big guy running
personal
east and
foul.
west. You want your big guy running north and south.
That's right, straight ahead.
And as we mentioned earlier, with Grider at the center, you'd think they'd go that direction, but this time they try to get him outside.
Well, here you see on the BC instant replay, and I think that play was designed to go inside, but the big guy decided to go elsewhere. But there was a late hit on the play, and that's going to bring up a 1st down.
Hey, look at this. East High at the Golden Valley 26-yard line. So now, nose guard directly over center. Grider not at center now. Grider playing left guard. And a great play by Pearson. Has all the time in the world. Goes to the left side and flicks it out there. A nice play, and it's caught out there by Salazar.
Well, I think he had his receiver, the deep receiver, open. Had a step on his guy. But nonetheless, it's a completion. Gain of about 4 or 5 on the play.
This time back out to Salazar. Oh, he had a nice move and then lost his footing, so it'll bring up 3rd and 5. Mixing it up a little bit, Brian, making things interesting from the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're doing a good job on this series anyway of getting the ball out of his hands, a little play action, bootleg them out, use his legs, nice throw. You know, they got to go. They got 2 downs to get a 1st down, in my opinion, so I'd go for it again.
Definitely in 4-down territory.
Pearson steps into the pocket, rifles one across, and that time it was intended for Munn out there, and he throws so doggone hard, man. Woo!
Jefferson Street, Joe Gilliam. There's a guy that threw the ball hard. Let's take a look at Joe Pearson. Wing one and just...
Receivers got to keep running on that one.
Right,
Kevin.
exactly.
He can't stop on that. That's
exactly.
man to man. You got to go across. Zone, you settle. Man, you keep going.
Talking about strong arms, some of the buzz in the football world at the highest level, the NFL. Cutler from Denver, quoting yesterday, he has stronger arm than John Elway. Talking about strong arms.
Wow.
Here we go. Look at this. Field goal attempt, 40-yarder. A 40-yarder. The hold, the boot. Did not happen, so it'll be 1st and 10, Golden Valley. High school football game of the week is brought to you by Premier Equipment Rental. Great scissor lifts that our guys are up on tonight. And, of course, Bakersfield College for our instant replays. And the Barber Honda Player of the Game Award, of course, brought to you by Barber Honda. It'll be presented by Kevin Keys. And we seem to think we have a front runner tonight for the award. Finch out to the right side. Nice play, and they are trying to strip the ball out there. At least that's what Keno tried to do. But a 1st down on a 1st down. Oh, I guess it'll be 2nd and 1, my bad.
Nathan Laday's having a big night tonight as well at his receiver position as Dylan Finch gets close to the 200-yard mark. Speaking of Bakersfield College, they take on Hancock tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Make sure you get out to see the Renegades.
Oof. wrapped up out there. Nice play by the East High defense. A plethora of blades.
Led by number 4, David Cano.
And he's been laying the wood tonight. And he's had a couple of big hits, just had one in the previous play, and he comes in and wraps up there and drives, tries to strip the football. Nice play. 3rd and 5 for Golden Valley.
Still playing hard. You got to love that.
I do.
You're down by 3 touchdowns and
4
touchdowns. My math skills.
It's all right, Kevin. I'll help you with math. They get it out there, flag on the play. And it was complete out there. That ball just gets beat down by the wind, and Anthony Perez had to come down and grab it. And
guys,
here's
they got
the play.
a special delivery coming up to you guys. They got a special delivery coming up to you.
Oh, Kern County, are you serious?
Robert Castro, one of the greatest community counselors.
From what high school?
Of all of Kern County.
From what high school?
Golden Valley.
No, my friend.
Arvin High School.
Arvin High.
Oh, he works at Golden Valley now. He is an Arvinite, though.
Great musician, great saxophone player.
Great sax man.
And what's the special delivery, Brian? Oh, look at Adams over there sipping on something warm and cozy. Wow.
Big shot at Old Glory.
Here's to
there.
you guys.
3rd and 19. Finch drops back. Has a man and just overthrows his intended receiver out there. And again, the receiver was Perez, and that'll bring up a 4th down, and we'll be in a punting situation. So it looks as though Robert Castro will be bringing hot chocolate to myself and Kevin Keys.
What a great man.
Cameraman Kevin knows Robert from his musician days. Not that they're over, Kevin. Don't take that the wrong way.
Jazz at the Nile. Darren
All right.
Golston.
Absolutely. He will be punting from deep. Oh, and they try to get it on the hard count, and they get one of them. They got one of the blades. Trevino jumps. And they'll march it off. It'll be 4th and 14 now. I don't know if they'll be able to do that 3 more times. We are at Golden Valley tonight, homecoming. And we had a huge amount of votes from the Golden Valley student body. They wanted their homecoming on Bright House Networks, and they got it. And here's a nice punt, but the wind takes that one too, and a fair catch out there. Nice job done by David Cordero, and a late flag. This is the last thing anybody wants on a night like tonight, to have these continual flags out here, Kevin.
Well, I think we're probably going to get an unsportsmanlike play by one of the Golden Valley players. And it is. Just a little bit of extracurricular activities there. Away from the ball on the fair catch. Blocking when he didn't need to. Robert Castro, thank you for the hot chocolate. You're a gentleman and a scholar. We appreciate the hospitality here at Golden Valley as Joe Pearson takes over. The ball on about the 33-yard line. 1st and 10.
How's this sound, everybody, to Kern County? Wow, hot cocoa.
They give it to the bus, and he's going to be stopped.
Boy,
Close to the line of scrimmage.
You look at a guy like Johnson as a junior. Look forward to seeing him carry the ball for the rest of this year and next year, Kevin.
Well, if he works on his foot speed a little bit, he could be one of those guys to reckon with, huh, Brian?
Say it again, Kevin.
Yeah, we're just talking about the bus, Terrell Johnson. If he works on his speed a little bit, he could be one of those guys to reckon with next year.
Oh, no, no doubt about that. I think with his size, and he hits the hole quick too for his size. It's not like he's going in there half-hearted.
He has good instinct. He's got tailback feet.
Yes, he does, and you can see his vision too. He likes to slide off the tackle when he sees the hole. He's going to be a nice player for him.
That's the problem. Right now he thinks he's a tailback, but he's actually a fullback. Got to get him in the Brian Adams speed camp over the summer.
Hey.
And we might have something.
3rd and 11. Pearson has Johnson behind him only. Pearson throws this one up, and it is almost intercepted, and that'll bring up a 4th down, so the clock will stop. Lobs that one up there, just a little bit too far, almost picked off. So that'll bring up 4th and 11.
Another one of Coach Don Turner's fine defensive backs. Armando Munguia.
Pearson looks at his wristband, takes a look at Johnson. Then over to Salazar in the slot. Here comes the Bulldogs. They're on him. Sacked.
Pearson sacked.
And that'll be it for that series, and that'll be 1st and 10 Golden Valley at the 44-yard line.
Take a look at Eric Berry here as he comes off the A-gap here, just gets some big push there, runs over a couple of offensive linemen of the Blades to make the sack.
So we started the evening off with some news that Garces and Highland game postponed till tomorrow. The east side struggling with some electrical problems, and right now it's East High School struggling with Golden Valley. Another flag on the play as we see Newman cut up the field. What will the penalty be? Will it matter? Newman stretches it out, and it is another touchdown, and that will be, if it holds, a 59-yarder.
Well, there's another late flag that came after that, so it doesn't look good for the Bulldogs, but there you see the talent and the speed of Byron Newman. Byron Newman making a case not only for a Barber Award tonight, but maybe a rushing title as well.
Wow. Well, it's going to be marched back on what we believe to be a holding call. We have a videographer up here braving the elements with us tonight, and she has been capturing every single play on film. And she also
she'll get a shot of us up here.
Well, she also concurs that it was holding. I think she's probably quite upset with us for you and I sipping her hot chocolate right in front of her. I think that's more of really what she's angry about, Kevin. She's not speaking to us anymore. 1st and 20 now. They march it all the way back. So these penalties stopping play. We haven't seen very many Golden Valley players sipping on the old water hoses over there tonight. Finch rifles one out. Will they pick up the blocking they need? Nice job of tackling out there, and that'll bring up 2nd and about 15, and that will probably be, my guess would be, that it's the last play of the 3rd quarter unless they get one more off.
That's been a good play for them tonight, that little bubble screen out to Lyday, who's done a good job, and they're going to have to get a playoff, but he better hurry up because he's got about 10 seconds to do it. Looks like they may take a penalty here.
Well, no penalty, and that's it. End of the 3rd quarter. When we come back, we'll finish things up with 12 more minutes. 28-0 right now. Golden Valley homecoming on Bright House Networks, and they're taking care of business against East. Back in a moment.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
Get rid of your old gas guzzler and buy used at the Barber Honda's Used Car Super Center. With over 200 cars, you'll get Superstar treatment and state-of-the-art service at the new Barber Honda Service Center. It's the absolute best in Kern County. Find a pre-owned, fuel-efficient car that's just right for you. And Barber Honda has the largest selection of certified pre-owned Hondas. Don't wait until gas is over $6 a gallon. Start saving gas and money now at the Barber Honda Used Car Super Center, 4625 Weibel Road at the entrance to the Bakersfield Auto Mall.
Welcome back, everybody. Vance Palm up here with the dancing machine, Kevin Keys, basically giving everybody below him in the announcer's booth a heart attack. He's doing the dance up here.
The old cha-cha slide song was on, baby.
2nd and 14, Finch. This time out to the left side. All it needs is one move for a touchdown. Oh, he is hammered. What a hit. Again, Keno on there, coming in there. Keno just ripped him. They hold him up and they pop him.
That's textbook tackling. Hold them up and get a little help from your friends. Nice job of wrapping up there.
Here comes David. He likes to hit. Watch this. Pow!
David.
Well, that brings up 3rd and 11. During the break, the quarter break, we were educated by our lovely videographer up here who let us know.
Bloodline.
First of all, who she is, and she has contributed to the Bloodline edition. Wow, 3rd and 10. Movement on the line by Golden Valley, and that gives us an opportunity. Gina Cervantes is the videographer up here, and Kevin, why don't you lay out the Bloodline?
Well, she is part of the Diaz family, the Carnation Track Diaz family, the wife of Louis Cervantes, former driller, played with Brian Adams.
Hey, Louis, that's one of my partners right there. One of my partners.
Louis was an outstanding two-way guy for the Drillers. He's now the defensive coordinator for the Bulldogs. A Tim Hardnett disciple, understands defense as well as anybody.
He played on good defenses. That's what happens.
Mrs. Cervantes, Mr. Adams said that your husband is one of his guys. Is that okay? Oh, Bloodline football doesn't get any better. We're going to have to patent that, fellas. Finch, double pump fake, lobs this one up in the air, and wow.
Offensive pass
Would have been, should have been picked off by Dathan Fernandez, but a very heads-up play out there by Nathan Lyday to make sure he didn't pick it off. And clock stops again as we start the 4th quarter.
Well, the Bulldogs are making a statement. They are a passing team as they throw the football here on 2nd down. Offensive pass interference, as you can see Dylan Finch drop back and let one fly.
Now watch closely here because Fernandez has it picked off. It was falling right into his hands. So Lyday did a good job and made sure he didn't get it, or he could have run it back for another 40, 50 yards in the end zone. 28-0 is the score right now. It is all Golden Valley and has been pretty much the entire football game. We've seen a few sparks of brilliance by young Pearson, the quarterback for East High School, and a couple of opportunities to see the potential for East High's running back in Johnson, but pretty much been Golden Valley all night. They'll punt. Now the wind is shifted. The wind is shifted. They'll be punting into the wind. Oh, boy. Wobbly, end over end, taking it midfield, looking to get upfield and make a move of something. That's a nice piece of running out there by David Cordero. Now the wind blowing from the south. Wow. Another penalty. Yikes. In this weather, penalty equals more knee knocking.
They're going to call a face mask on the Bulldogs.
Face mask on the Bulldogs.
So the Blades are going to pick up a few extra yards. Let's see if they can mount a drive here.
Kevin, we've already heard that next week, it looks as though, with 51% of the voting already in, it looks as though we're going to be covering the Liberty-Stockdale football game. I will upgrade that from humdinger to barn burner.
That game is going to be played at Stockdale.
The Black Sea.
Oh, Brian. Gonna have a chance to look at this. Nice play. And a stiff arm to boot with it. Now he pays the price. and gets hammered out of bounds. That's Thomas Munn. That's a nice play.
So no doubt, Ramon Hendricks, Stockdale Mustangs all got online. He probably encouraged his staff and students.
I imagine Brad Showers got involved in that.
Danny Lemon.
T-Hub. No huddle offense.
Come on, young Deaver. Young Pearson, get something going
Johnson
for us.
bowls his way up for very close to what we think is a first down.
But that's how he has to run right there, Vance. Exactly what Kevin was talking about earlier. Just put his head down and just roll over people.
As Lionel Richie would say, all night long.
It's good body lean there for the big guy. I think he's got to realize what his strengths are, and when he does that, he's going to be tough to bring down.
Pearson throws the ball, and it's, oh, wow.
Well, he threaded the needle on that. That ball was almost caught.
Michael Pulley can't believe he didn't get it. Number 3 for Golden Valley. This ball comes right through there, and Pulley just says, oh, goodness, that was mine.
Pulley, another one of those basketball players for Golden Valley.
4th and 1. Split way out to the left is Jamie Orozco, and in the slot is Fernandez. Johnson, the lone back. Pearson hands the ball to Johnson. That's easy money right there. First down, easy money.
Take a look at the athletic director now for the Golden Valley Bulldogs is a former Cal Bear.
Cal Bear running back.
Gary Fowler. Gary, just an outstanding football player in his days, was drafted in the late rounds by the Cardinals. Went in camp as a running back and a punter. Played in his last football game at Cal against Pat Preston, Stanford. Gary Fowler played in the Senior Bowl, played in the Hula Bowl, played in the All-American Bowl. Outstanding talent.
There's a good look at him on the left there. And the principal at East High School right next to him. So there are two very prominent educators in Kern County. And look at this, everybody. Pearson might get into the end zone, and he does. Golden Valley just kind of took a play off there, and Brian, he waltzed into the end zone. Good for the Blades.
Yeah, he did. You know what, Vance? We've been talking about comparisons. You know, we talked about Reggie Roby punting, but he kind of glides like Randall Cunningham, real elusive. You know, not a barn burner when he gets out, but he's very smooth and elusive, and he's made some good plays tonight.
I like that comparison, Brian. He does look like a young Randall Cunningham, former UNLV Philadelphia Eagle.
I was talking to Bakersfield Jam assistant coach today, Dean Martin, who lives in Las Vegas and followed a lot of UNLV sports. And we were just talking today, a few hours ago, about Randall Cunningham and how he was the backup quarterback to Kenny Mayne.
Kenny Mayne
from ESPN. Think about that. Randall had quite a turnaround, didn't he? Look at this. As Brian just mentioned here, he just sets him up, and that's just natural talent. And Golden Valley taking a play off as well. So 28-7, the Blades get on the scoreboard with 8:48 left. You mentioned Mr. Fowler, the athletic director. I had a chance to speak at one of the Lions Club's meetings earlier in the year, and he was there. And you know, somebody of his caliber and his background and his athletic pedigree to come up and shake your hand and say hello to you, boy, that's what true character is all about.
Well, my first coaching job at Highland High School was with Gary. Just a great football mind and very low-keyed, and players loved playing for him. One of those guys that didn't say a whole lot, had his game plan together, always organized. But boy, when he had something to say, you just listen. So we're going to see an onside kick here. No.
Never know. All right, one of our cameramen, Steve, on the scissor lift has shorts on. But then again, when you're a boxer, when you get in the ring, those guys are different cats anyway, aren't they? Different cats.
Oh, he's got his hoodie on, though. So.
Yeah, an Eskimo jacket and shorts. Attaboy, Steve. Fumble! Ooh.
There's the onside. It was Little more work. Need a little more work at that onside.
A little too bit of too brisk of a boot. So fourth quarter, we're in the thick of it right now. 28-7, Golden Valley leads over East High School. For those of you watching this game, know that next week all indications are that we will be at Stockdale hosting Liberty. So Liberty getting their third nod this year on Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. Third game for the Patriots. It's a forward pass. So obviously the Liberty crowd watching high school football, and they're voting. They are online. They are letting people know at Bright House Networks they want their games on TV. So Liberty, good for you, casting the vote this year. Get on and vote, everybody.
Come on, you Scotsmen.
Come on, you Garces Rams.
I went online and casted my vote for the mighty Scotsmen. Is that legal to do?
Absolutely, it's legal. Remember those great commercials with LeBron James in the NBA All-Star game and Jimmy Kimmel? He would say, "Did you vote?" LeBron, "Yeah." "How many times?" 2 million. Handoff, a new running back out there, and he's going to handle the rock, and that is Manuel Vargas. So Manuel Vargas now carrying the rock.
Manuel Vargas, just a junior, listed at 5'8", 170 pounds.
We also have a new quarterback for Golden Valley, so Finch has the night off. For the rest of the night, I should say. Anthony Bishop now in handling the quarterback duties. He's a junior.
So is Dylan Finch.
Wow. Ball midfield. Ooh, he's hit hard at the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a third down. Well, for all of you viewers out there, this will probably go down as a record. I think it'll go down as a record. And Brian Adams, you can weigh in. You've been covering these games a long time with us, and our director, Bernie Johnson. I think this is a record. This is the earliest time in the football game where we've ever announced the Barber Honda player of the game. I can't imagine that we've ever announced it. 7.5 minutes left. The Barber Honda player of the game. And unless I'm mistaken, fellas, it'll be number 2 for the Golden Valley High School varsity roster. Byron Newman was 7.5 left in the game, Brian.
Well, he wrapped up my vote after the third touchdown. Could have done the second touchdown probably.
Kevin?
Well, and don't forget about the interception on defense that he had.
Well, a penalty flag, and we won't let that get in the way of our discussion of young Byron Newman.
Just an outstanding runner in open field. Tough to bring down. We talked about the comparisons of a Steve Wofford. I don't know that he's as quick as Steve, but man, he's got some great moves in the open field.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm with you on that one, Kevin. I don't think he has the same acceleration or the flat out straight ahead speed. But it's very similar, though.
Bad snap.
Definitely has the vision. Sorry, Vance.
No problem. He picked up the one hopper, and the ball goes out of bounds. So Byron Newman, standing at the 30-yard line, kind of right in front of our cameraman, Steve, is going to hustle back out on the field. And he will continue to play out there as the Barber Honda player of the game. So we probably have a chance to kind of get him on camera a couple of times before the game's over. And there's some gals celebrating homecoming with their Technicolor headbands. That seems to be the theme of the night. They've taken down the Technicolor umbrellas. The wind's so strong. Under 7 minutes left.
Principal Dean Joella right in the mix out here tonight for supporting his Golden Valley Bulldogs. Outstanding administrator, principal.
I do have a special hello for you and Brian that I'll give to you after this play.
Pearson on the throwback screen. He's got some room.
Nice play out there to Salazar. Salazar still on his feet, and he gets thrown down. While I have the opportunity, I played in the Arvin High School Alumni Golf Tournament last Saturday. As we see this little kickback screen over to Salazar, and he gets brought down by a host of Golden Valley Bulldogs, and playing in the Arvin High Alumni Golf Tournament. It was the day after the BHS Liberty game, and I was asked to say hello to you and Brian by a couple of guys. First of all, Mike Duncan said to say hello to both of you.
One of the best left-handed hitters of all time at Bakersfield College.
Woo! And special hello to both of you from Mr. Keith Grider. Keith Grider.
Wow.
He wasn't an athlete, was he?
Man, talent.
Oh, a drop pass there on the edge. And then
you see Coach Chamberlain out there?
Coach Chamberlain was not. I did see Coach Dwayne Dameron measuring the closest to the hole, and he had to ask us a couple times how it worked. Now, guys, how does this work now? Coach, just take that tape measure and see who's closest. And also, he's had a special hello to you fellas from Junior Kennedy. Junior Kennedy said to say hi. Said, I sure appreciate you guys on TV and sure enjoy it. We see Johnson get thrown down. And then the big hello is to Brian Adams, of course, from Edgar Maris. Said to say hello to you, Brian. And they had just come off a big win last Friday night, homecoming for Arvin.
Always a pleasure to be around Edgar. Always a pleasure.
Hey, special shout out to Chief Tommy Tucson, who was a Hometown Hero Award. Also coaches for the Bears out, Chief of Police, and a football coach at the same time.
Can you imagine the Chief of Police and the Mayor from Arvin coming to talk to you? Tim Tarver and Tommy coming in there to say,
don't want no trouble.
Wow.
No trouble.
East will punt, and there's mayhem on the field. That means a flag. That means a stoppage of play.
Senior Keys remains 4th down.
5:40 left in this football game. And he gets marched back. The faithful Blade crowd still there on the other side. And Golden Valley on homecoming with a big win.
Well, here's where you like to field the ball if you're a punt returner, huh, Brian?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I would get a little closer if I was a return guy. Make him kick it over your head.
Well, it's going to take another wild, windy bounce, and it just goes out of bounds. We've not had a lot of returns tonight because of the wind, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Golden Valley at midfield. I'm Vance Palm. We've got Kevin Keys next to me, Brian Adams on the field. Our director, Bernie Johnson,
35-yard kick by
is in the truck, cozy and warm,
Bulldogs will start 1st and 10.
joking that he might have to turn the air conditioner down. He's got Super Sammy in there with him. Tony Ombris is with him. Steve on the left scissor lift, Kevin on the right scissor lift, Carlos down on the field with his sidekick. And who's on? Demetrius. And who's on top of the truck tonight, fellas? And Dale working the camera on top of the truck. Guys, last week we're in shorts, this week we're in parkas. And now we have another penalty.
So a lot of young guys coming in, getting some experience. And they move just a little bit too soon. False start.
So Highland and Garces will play tomorrow. Makeup game. Bakersfield College Renegades tomorrow evening.
Independence playing tomorrow. Independence versus a new school in Clovis, Clovis North. That ought to be a good one.
Up the middle, the ball is carried and brought for a loss. In a few weeks, I'll be going out to Miramonte High School to speak to the basketball program, kind of get underway. Growing. This community is really growing.
Jaime Quinones, calling the shots out there.
Wow.
Great guy.
JC. Or JQ. Second and 14, clock still grinding away. That ball started as a backward pass and the wind blew it into a forward pass. Wow. Brian Adams.
Yes, sir.
Quick little chit chat about your Bruins. Give it to us.
Hey, thank God they're not the worst in the Pac-10. How about that?
Wow.
No,
wow.
They're just trying to get some players and they're trying to build some confidence in the program. But, again, they've had a lot of inexperience. Kraft never played major college football coming from the JC. He's starting to get a little comfortable. So I think Coach Newhouse is going to get them in the right direction. He's going to get the guys out there, and I think they're going to be a team that you're going to hear about being ranked nationally again in about 2 or 3 years.
Very good. Ball is thrown up, and another flag. And this one is going to be against Fernandez.
I don't know.
Oh, really?
I don't know. He might have had a push off by the offensive player. Let's see.
Here comes the call.
And it was.
Kevin Keys.
Good call. Good. There you go, Kevin. Good job.
Well, being a defensive back, you gotta put your vote in for the.
And you gotta put 2 hands on to get that call.
That'll make it 4th and 14.
He comes to receiver school. I'd show him how to just use that one hand and get away with that and score.
Brian Adams working with the youth of Kern County for numerous years now, and a lot of these players have really gone on to some great things due to the singular moments they spend with Brian in private and sessions that they're able to learn and also get a lot of life skills from Brian Adams. Wow. I don't know if my boy will be in that camp because he's going to be a 500-pound lineman, I think.
I hope he's around for my grandkids if they show up.
Man, I'll let Brian work with my guys any day. I think Noah, my youngest kid's going to be a running back receiver. That guy's hard to catch, but Trinidad is going to be, I think he's going to be the biggest lineman on the planet. He's a big old boy, man.
No hoops?
Never know. Never know. My oldest daughter is almost as tall as me. She's only 9. Never know. But the boys, Brian, we'll see. We'll see.
Are they musically inclined too?
All 5 of them. What about your birthday boy? What's his story?
He just likes tracing his twin sisters. That's what he's into.
I bet. Stop it. Put it down. Knock it off. Stop.
That's what it sounds like in my house.
Penalty flag.
Hey, where's Sam and Barbara Honda? Anybody seen Sam?
I'll tell you what. Sam doesn't miss a game. Well, he probably stepped out his front door and said, woo. The Barbara Honda is behind our truck, so we'll have a good look at the Barbara Honda, and Sam will be here to present the award. Ooh. Wake him up. Wake him up.
I should have joined Sam. That's where I should have been.
For those of you that are watching this for the first time, the Barbara Honda Player of the Game, great award, and Sam, the sales manager from Barbara Honda, comes in. Look at this. They throw it up there, and nice play.
What a beautiful
play. He put the moves on, and he does. That is a beautiful pass and a great, great catch. That was nice. That was nice.
Well, Pearson is showing flashes of brilliance tonight. Had a few called back. Here's another one.
Great
Ball
catch.
is just thrown right on the money, but a great job by Fernandez to catch that ball. It's not an easy catch.
Started off
over
with a
the shoulder.
one-hander.
Yeah.
Pearson goes to his right, throws another one out there, lobs that up. They let him go for it, and almost. So now they're going to the air late in the ball game.
Got a chance to log on Max Preps today to take a look at the leaders around the state. And Derek Carr for Bakersfield Christian is ranked in the top 20 in the state, number 18.
Talk about strong arms.
Well, you can see now how Pearson threw for over 300 yards against Centennial Golden Hawks. He does have a live arm, and he's showing that he can throw the ball in different trajectories, and that's one thing we don't see a lot with quarterbacks in this area. We saw it with Carr the first week, his ability to throw the ball on the line, lob it up. So Pearson's doing a great job.
Pearson, man across the middle, finds him again. He's starting to get the connection going out there with Fernandez. So another nice play right there. He might get into the end zone here one more time with 3:27.
Take a look at it on the instant replay. Bakersfield College. Fernandez. Tough little guy going over the middle.
It was a tight spiral.
Wrestled down by Michael Pulley.
A penalty. And this time it was a Bulldog that did not get off the field in time, and Pearson saw it and rushed up and rushed the snap to get it done.
Well, Brian, you're talking about strong-arm quarterbacks. I think you got to include Dylan Finch in that group.
Yes. No, I think this definitely is a year, Kevin, where you're seeing a lot of kids being able to really throw the ball. We have 1 or 2 a year, but not, we got 4 or 5 kids that can really throw the ball.
We've yet to see Guerra at Foothill. So 3rd and 1. Johnson's going to bull his way up to the 1-inch line. No touchdown. Ooh, that was close.
Johnson takes it down to the
Coach.
11-inch line.
You talk about strong running backs around the area too. You got to talk about it after this play as you see Pearson
And
sneak
he
the ball
gets
over.
in. Touchdown, Pearson. A well-deserved punch-in for this quarterback who's been beat up tonight, continue to get up every time and throw long passes, and that's an impressive young man right there, Kern County.
Yeah, a lot of fight in that young man. He's a good leader for them. I got a chance to see him earlier in the week, and he has fun at practice. He leads his guys well. His coaches speak highly of his talent. He's a fine young man.
We want to remind everybody that Bakersfield On Demand is the place you'll see this game starting Sunday morning. And all of these high school football games and a ton of local programming on Bakersfield On Demand, Damage TV, as well as On a Tankful. And I believe the fellas are going to start covering Condors hockey tomorrow night. It'll be a preseason game, but they will be picking them up pretty soon. Condors action, and then right around the corner, we're going to have Bakersfield Jam basketball and hopefully some Cal State basketball. There's a lot going on coming up. It's that time of the year.
Players making a name for themselves. How about young Josh Strauss up at Tehachapi running the football?
Wow.
Outstanding talent up there, mountain football. Coach Denden's got another good one.
Well, Kevin, are you going to do the Macarena too? You've done everything else tonight.
Well, it's been a while. I forget this dance, but there's some young Macarena dancers in the stands of Golden Valley, the cheerleaders.
When I was living down on the Yucatan, little island called Cozumel, it was right when the Macarena came out. And you could hear it from restaurant to restaurant to restaurant. It was almost like a radio station. It was just played all the time, so I'm a little Macarena'd out.
We got the football player joining in now. Look.
Uh-oh, Brian.
55, he was look.
Coach Smith's not going to be real happy about that.
Well, I think Coach Smith's going to be thankful for Bright House Networks. He'll be able to bring it to that young man's attention, I believe. Onside kick going to the right side this time, and here comes the kick, and it is it was loose for a moment, but penalty.
We do have a flag on the play.
28-14, only a 2-touchdown difference now. 2:53 left in this football game. Brian Adams in the field, Kevin Keys up here with me. I'm Vance Palm, and it's chilly. It's been chilly all night. And must have been offsides, but that's a much better attempt there at the kick, and it did hit the grass. Saw some daylight or some nightlight.
You're looking at it, there's a
flag, just got one down.
Sideline flag there, and that's going to go against the East High coaching staff.
Well, I think now the
careful, coach.
I think
careful.
the coaches are having a word with the officials, and frustration mounting, I believe.
There's a situation here with 2:53. If you're able to get the onside, you got a chance to put another score as strong as Joe Pearson's arm is. 21 touchdown push at 21-28 with just a little over 2.5 minutes. You're in the game if you can get another onside.
Wow, and now they're kicking off from the 20-yard line off a tee into the wind. Woo. So you're going to see, I think, the first real true honest attempt at a return now, because they wouldn't want to kick it out of bounds.
Well, you're going to see another onside kick.
That's what I'll be doing.
You're down 2. It can't hurt here. And they squib it.
Taken
down
at
the middle.
midfield, and it was handled out there very nicely by Anthony Gary. So with 2:49 left,
8 yards by
it's been somewhat of a long second half. Week 5 in the 08 season. Seems like we just started the first week at Bakersfield Christian High School. They hosted Oaks Christian. We had the Gretzky Montana Smith appearances. The next week we had Liberty hosting Centennial. And Centennial had some injured players and they just couldn't put up the fight, and it was Liberty for that one. And then we had Highland hosting Ridgeview. A nice football game that was. Uh-oh, he's back in, and they are going to score again. Can you believe this? Oh, boy.
Well, there's something that you kind of, if you're East High, you can't be real happy about. A little salt in the wound there, but I guarantee that's something that the coaching staff will remember. Just kind of put that in the back of your mind as you see Byron Newman. Can't take that away. It just puts an exclamation point on his Barbara Honda Award. His 4th touchdown of the night.
Well,
2.5 minutes.
I never really thought we would be showing the Barbara Honda player of the game running a 45-yard touchdown because I didn't think he'd be in the game. But not only is he in the game,
he's got close to 200 yards rushing now. And remember, he had about 70 yards called back tonight.
So 2:40 left in the football game, 35-14, and Newman, our Barbara Honda player of the game, announced with 7.5 left in the game now, running ramshot over everybody and everything, and
they brought the entire first string back in the ball game there, did Golden Valley.
Well,
there must be something going on down on the field that we aren't privy to. But
I don't know if it was the coaching staff from East that was not so much coming on the officials, but maybe, I don't know. Brian, do you know anything?
I can barely hear you guys. I got the speaker in my ear. Repeat the question.
We just didn't know if there was a reason that the entire first string was back out on the field and they hand the ball off to a guy that's already racked up, nearly 200 yards. Didn't know if there was anything going on across the sidelines at each other. Just guessing.
The only thing I can guess of is that it was 28-14 and they were worried they went 3 and out. They could try to come back still. I don't see anything else. I didn't see anything going between the coaches or the players. So just maybe a coach's decision to put the first string back in.
Put the nail in the coffin, huh?
Yep. And dirt on the coffin now too, 6 feet deep.
Wow. 35-14, back to a 3-touchdown lead for Golden Valley, and 2:40 left. And this one is a weird roll as well. This will be taken by David Cano, and he's hit hard and he's brought down. So now it'll be 1st and 10 East High School. We'll see if they keep it on the ground and run this clock out or still try to make some moves in the air.
Accompanied by Sam Innes.
Well, this has been about the longest final minutes of the game due to penalties and other shenanigans. Let's good look at the Golden Valley sidelines.
1st and 10, East High. Pearson still back there. He's got Johnson to his right next to him. Pearson still goes to the air, and this one is thrown, and
Pearson's pass, incomplete, 2nd and 10.
No flag on the play.
And the clock will stop with 2:28. Just a miscommunication there by the receiver and quarterback.
Thomas Munn will be out to the left side. Fernandez with him. Pearson, little screen play. This time it's to Johnson, but Golden Valley linebackers waiting right for it perfectly. Perfect read.
Johnson.
And it looks like it's a fumble. A fumble! I couldn't see it, everybody. It was a wall of football players. Couldn't see it.
And that's the first defense out there for the Golden Valley Bulldogs.
And I still don't see it.
And they're going to bring out their first offense.
Wow.
Again.
So starting quarterback Finch will come out onto the field.
There's got to be something going on down there.
So with 2:18 left, 35-14, Golden Valley commanding lead pretty much all night long. Some late touchdowns in the fourth quarter by East High School. One of them, literally, the Golden Valley Bulldogs looked as if they thought a penalty had been called because they'd stopped when Pearson ran it in the end zone. And they continue to go to Newman.
Newman up the middle, picks up 4 yards.
And we'll dip below the 2-minute mark here. So the story of the night, everybody, is Byron Newman, the Barber Honda player of the game. He has had a stellar evening. How many touchdowns, guys?
4.
4 TDs.
And an interception.
And an interception. Happy birthdays all around to our director Bernie's grandson, Brian's son, Kevin's daughter, all Libras.
And my daughter, Brittany Keys, got one coming up.
When is that?
October 17th.
Oh my goodness. Finch. And he gets thrown down hard by one of the hardest hitters in the league. David Cano. He has been laying guys out all night long, and he's still playing hard, and Finch goes down and he takes a hit. Big hit.
Brings up a 3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs.
See Cano still playing hard, and he just flings Finch down on the ground, and no fear of having your starting quarterback injured with a buck left.
So just a minute left in the game here. You'd hate to see players get injured with this late in the game.
Newman cuts upfield. Newman still on his feet.
Byron Newman takes it down to the 5-yard line.
That's going to stop the clock with 50 seconds left. Let's see if they run this in or take the kneel down. There you go. There's the victory formation there. They're just going to let the clock run out here. They got to run a play. Here's the old kneel down.
They'll go down, and that should do it. Golden Valley 35, East High 14, Week 5 high school football game of the week on Bright House Networks. For Kevin, Brian, and myself, Vance Palm, pleasure to have you with us. We will go down to the field for the Barber Honda Player of the Game Award, and that goes to the unanimous choice of Byron Newman. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next week at Stockdale. Liberty will be there.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into geology.
Jump into culinary arts.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into a life you love. Jump into music.
With an amazing low cost per credit
Jump into a life you love.
and financial aid,
Jump into acting.
Bakersfield College is more affordable than
Jump
ever.
into a life you love.
Jump into college.
Your life's waiting, so jump.
Bright House Networks is Kern County's local sports leader. Only on Bright House Networks Bakersfield. You'll see Bakersfield Condors ECHL Professional Hockey, Bakersfield Jam NBA D-League Basketball, Cal State Bakersfield NC2A Division I Basketball. 3 chances to watch it live on Channel 21 as it happens. Replay the next night or anytime on Bakersfield On Demand. Digital Channel 300.
Get rid of your old gas guzzler and buy used at the Barber Honda's Used Car Super Center. With over 200 cars, you'll get superstar treatment and state-of-the-art service at the new Barber Honda Service Center. It's the absolute best in Kern County. Find a pre-owned, fuel-efficient car that's just right for you. And Barber Honda has the largest selection of certified pre-owned Hondas. Don't wait until gas is over $6 a gallon. Start saving gas and money now at the Barber Honda Used Car Super Center, 4625 Weibel Road at the entrance to the Bakersfield Auto Mall.
the Barber Honda Player of the Game.
And welcome to the Barber Honda postgame show. We're here at Bulldog Stadium where the Golden Valley Bulldogs just won big on their homecoming night, 35-14 behind the outstanding play of number 2 here, our Barber Honda Player of the Game, Byron Newman. Byron, you had an outstanding game tonight. You had 4 touchdowns on the night and 1 interception. Talk about the play of your team tonight.
Tonight we played big. We had to step up. Oh, on this play here, it was a G trap, and I just cut it back and got up the sideline, and I got blocks from my wide receivers, and it was just a big time run. What can I say?
That was absolutely a big time run. Now, he also had a nice defensive play, an interception. You had about 200 yards on the night, had about 60 or 70 yards called back.
Yeah.
Talk about what your offensive line means to you.
My offensive line means a lot. They're like the heart of the team. Without the offensive line, I wouldn't have did nothing at all. They were big tonight. They stepped up. They made their blocks, and I just ran the ball straight through the hole.
And there it is, Kern County. And to do the honors tonight as we take a look at another one of his outstanding runs on the night, Byron Newman was all over the field tonight. And to do the honors for the Barber Honda Player of the Game is Mr. Sam Croft. Sam?
Well, congratulations. I heard your name all night. I got used to hearing it, but every time we heard it on the intercom. Congratulations on behalf of Bright House Networks and Barber Honda. I'd like to congratulate you on being the Player of the Game. Some awards from both of us, and good job.
Thank you.
And there it is, Byron Newman of the Golden Valley Bulldogs, our Barber Honda Player of the Game. For Bernie Johnson and our camera crew, Vance Palm, Brian Adams, I'm Kevin Keys. Good night, everybody.
With cooking, cleaning, planning, and homework to do, when it's time for TV shows, you might not make it in time to watch. So let them wait for you. You've got Start Over, powered by Bright House Networks, letting you restart certain live TV shows right from the very beginning, all with just a few clicks of the select button on your remote. It's free and included with your digital cable. So when it comes to time, you've got plenty of it. Start Over, powered by Bright House Networks, making life easier.
Send us your videos and be a star. Introducing You on Demand, exclusively on Bright House Networks. Send us a video of your family, friends, or pets, funny videos, short films you've made, or musical performances, and you could see yourself on demand. Go to bakersfield.mybrighthouse.com for more information and click on the You on Demand logo for details. So send us your videos and be a star. You on Demand on Bakersfield On Demand Digital Channel 300.
ESPN College Game Day.
You ready? I'm ready.
The #1 college football show.
Expect the unexpected. I know you've done your homework on this.
Absolutely. Every Saturday.
It's always a fun place to be. Look at these beautiful people. This is heaven.
Live from the nation's college football hotspots.
These are the best college football fans in the nation.
The guys, the predictions, and the headgear.
Go Buckeyes!
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN and ESPN HD. Then log on at collegegameday.com.
This has been an exclusive presentation of Bright House Networks.